but anyway, there's all that stuff. But no, back then I didn't even think it, and but it doesn't mean that he's not compromised now, right? And that's what I would hold. I would have a conversation with him. Jaron, do you realise how you're contradicting yourself? You're misrepresenting yourself in the past, and the way in which you're doing it would mean that actually it's perfectly reasonable to say your behaviour is fully shill-like now and a detriment to the flat Earth movement. In fact, you're behaving like an agent, yeah? Very oddly, it's not commensurate with the knowledge that I think you've got, sir, and you seem to be denying. So yeah, I would say he is a shill now, Nathan. Was he in the past? I don't know. But his behaviour wasn't just odd things, like I said. But certainly, as of today, yes.
As we're on the subject, just before Kiwi gets playing the video again, it just reminded me of something that Math Powerland said, and he reiterated it recently. Do you remember Math Powerland? All these names have started to resurface into TFE. It's bizarre. But Math Powerland, straight out the gate, right, was this little triangle. Math Powerland, Eric Debate, and Jaron. They all hated each other, right? But one of the stories was about when Math met Jaron. He went to his house, and according to Jaron, he was on his own. And Math, according to his story, said he heard somebody upstairs and asked Jaron specifically, "Is there someone upstairs?" And he said, No, definitely not. But Math Powerland got the distinct impression that there was others there with him when they met. Now, it was so prevalent to him that literally 10 years later, on his 2 or 3 videos ago, Math Powerland this is, he reiterated the exact same point when going, "Oh, sure enough, I'm proven right, Jaron's a shill, blah, blah, blah," as you'd expect. But then he reiterated that story about when he met Jaron and got this very shady impression of him. Now, Math's kooky on his best day. So for somebody as kooky as Math Powerland to go, well, you know, I got the general impression that it weren't ghosts. It was somebody in the same building as us that was keeping an eye or listening in or doing whatever they were doing. And then the guy who's in front of me, alleged to be on his own and has told me he's on his own, there's a noise coming from upstairs and he's denying that anybody's with them when there's noises coming from upstairs. Anyway, the point being that there's this suspicion under Jaron from day one. And that vibe was amplified with the whole everybody shills and we're all conspiratards. That was how we all sort of entered into this. With the calling everyone shills, which Dubay perpetuated as well. You're like, this is all kind of interesting now. It's coming around again. But Jaron, in terms of what he's doing and having known this guy's activities for 10 years, quite literally, none of this makes any sense. Suddenly points towards him being intentionally obtuse. Why? What? It makes no sense to me.
I wasn't. It's judge them on their fruits, isn't it? I've never mentioned the orange jacket because it's irrelevant. Yeah, people are what you know. The odd interactions are what they are. But you judge people on their fruits, and this is the issue now. The fruits are that to the uneducated, you seem to be saying, Mr. Prominent Flat Earther, that Flat Earth is false, right? And unless you're really invested in this, and you're just waking up to it, the most prominent Flat Earther saying it's false because the azimuth equidistant prediction is falsified. Yeah, that's enough to switch people off. They're your fruits from your words. That's what is the shilly behaviour, because he's cleverer than that and he knows the words he's using and how he's using them. Yeah. And that's what stinks in all of this. Yeah. This is
thing, right?
irrespective of whether you like the guy.
He's got this THC with ganja leaf hat, right? Covering his face the whole time. Now, that aside, paints an impression of what a flat earther is, doesn't it? This is an image that is being portrayed by Jaron at this moment with his THC ganja hat.
Yeah, it doesn't help, does it?
I'm driving.
Yeah.
He's been adulterating. He's been adulterating the flat Earth from 2017 with its incoherent Tootsie Roll thing. This guy right here. I marked him. I friggin' marked him back then. I told you. You, anyone listening out there, you know damn well I told you. These guys have met him before. I've never met him. I marked them in 2017.
And you relieved them of their duty. They didn't listen.
Well, I'm the perpetual optimist, right? And I want to see the greater good in people. And from that day, from then, when you're talking, whatever, 2017 till now.
Oh, no, Nathan, you got knives hanging out of your back.
I'll try and work on this guy and bring him round to our arguments. And every time it's backfired, right? Now you go, okay, what gives when something like this happens? I know the clip that people have just heard may seem insignificant, but when you've sat at a bar with someone and you've shot the shit with them for a few hours and you've spent time with them and discussed things like tracking the sun and the useless azimuth equidistant projection and my general concerns in flat Earth when I was around Jaron were the same as they were when I talked to Mark about the same thing. So none of this makes any sense and is particularly weird. Anyway.
Get the whole thing. I'm going to let the whole thing play through without stopping it. Get the whole flavor of this thing and watch him.
With Globus. Yeah.
Hold on. 2 more.
16, I'm pretty sure.
1 more. 2 more. There we go. Here we go.
No, you killed a few. It goes further. That's why it goes lower.
And Roger, get a better mic next time.
You told me you didn't know anything about the model, so yeah. And in 2016, I'm pretty sure with Bob Nodell, Antonio, and Nathan Oakley, we bunked that map. You were in on it.
What do you mean?
With Globus. Yeah, they called around all over the world. They found out that the azimuthal was off by a long time. With all its predictions.
What do you mean? Who called people around? What are you making up now?
No, Nathan Oakley called people all over the world.
Yeah, it was a live stream.
Yeah,
had a live stream.
And Bob Nodell was there. I watched it. I was there. Dude.
You didn't watch it because there was no anomalies. There was like one at the dateline.
Yeah, the sun was off by an hour. Okay.
Right, at the dateline.
Yeah, that's not in the southern hemisphere.
That's just about it. Then Roger went off on another tangent. Any other comments on that?
Yeah, I thought he didn't actually do anything. He was like, what are you making up?
Exactly.
Yep, you caught that too, didn't you, Brian? I was seeing if somebody would catch that. Making sure that my audience and the people in here weren't eating lead paint chips from the 70s. For God's sake, he just contradicted himself. Again.
In the same breath.
I did miss it. What did you say again? Say again, Brian. I didn't actually catch it. What?
He said to Roger, he said, what are you making up now? And he was fully aware of what Roger was saying. And then he agreed with what Roger was saying and tried to put it down by saying, which is another problem, I didn't say a minute ago, that he's trying to say, yeah, it was only out by an hour at the dateline, right? Well, that's a load of rubbish, because we know that it's out by a lot more than that, and we know that because of time zones. And supposedly, the sun debunked it in Antarctica, according to him. So if it was only up by an hour at the dateline, then what's the problem, Jaron?
Gotcha, the penny suddenly dropped. Oh, so you're aware of this event when we were specifically looking at the Gleasons then?
Yes, you got it. Yep, he just contradicted himself. That dumbass cracker. Jaron, you're an imbecile. Scammer. That's what you are. You've been an imbecile from the beginning. We're going to go over some more imbecilic behavior from you here in a couple of minutes. It's easy. Just allow you to open up your incoherent blowhole. But you're busted. It's over for you. Way to go, Roger. 10 hours. No one else brought this up.
Turn off the lights.
There's chocolate. Yep. Yes, sir.
What's up, man? What's up, everybody?
Sky? Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Make sure you contribute to him, too. Right up here with his 22 hours to go. You people that are doing this, that are contributing to him, are enablers. You're as guilty as he is. We better never meet. Tell you that much. And you low-down piece of shit, you lying scumbag, just like your spooning boyfriend, Mr. Ping Pong Golf Ball. Witsit. Yep, you're the incoherent spawn from you and Globe Dumpster's Bob. This whole friggin' clown show charade, you're busted. It's over right here. I told you about it. Yep. I don't need to do anything else, do I?
Can we go back to the original video now, if we know the majority of what we needed from this clip? Because, to be honest, in Jared's defense, right, looking at the video that you were playing previously,
oh my God,
absolutely beautiful. The flight into Antarctica looked absolutely amazing. You can't deny it. It did look, I know you said it looks weird and like a loading screen or something. It did look spectacular. And, you know, in either event, Jaren's not going to be looking at these comments. He's not going to be responding to it. I just kind of feel like at some point we're going to be getting proof of the creator. I don't know why I get that vibe.
Got it. I wanted to say, what about the creator? Like, surely that confirms the creator when you see something like that. Something so beautiful.
You guys are trying to rub this. He's finished. You're trying to get back to this? Okay.
No. If you're going to work to a press release, there's certain things you have to mention, yeah? It was mostly violent, but mostly peaceful, but a little bit fiery. A little bit of fire, but mostly peaceful. A couple of people dead, but mostly peaceful. When you work to a press release, that's what we... Yeah?
All right, here we go.
I'm not done. There's a bit. We appear to be working on different levels here, and a week or so ago, I said we need to start again. And there's a bit here, and there's a bit with regards to Mark Sargent's response to us guys contacting him with what's going off and how blatant it is. I think we have to consider everybody's position and start again. A bit like when we first met these guys, all of us. 10 years ago.
How can you do that? How can you start again?
We start with Brian. Let's
just with us.
Brian, are you a shill?
I think we're the only ones that are not, to be honest, and everybody that lines up with us. They were in full force last night when Brian was on, Mark Sargent. The army was out in chat. The real army.
Did Mark Sargent respond to us? But what did I miss?
No.
We're not doing that.
Wait a second. This is where Joey does a beautiful freaking take on everything in like 10 seconds. Go!
No, we're not doing that. We're continuing on. I got a mission here.
I know you've got a mission, but this is pertinent. And the reason I raise it is not to attack Mark. It's to ask him to reconsider his response to us. Okay, so it's not relevant to today, Mark. Look at what's going off. Look at the work you've done. Look at the apologetics we give you. Yeah, but there's a level, and for you to respond with what you did with regards to Witsit in a positive way, things have changed since 2016. Yeah, and we know people know better. And just like I'm looking at Jerry and I'm looking at these guys and questioning their behaviour, it's because I know they know better, but they're behaving in a way which is not conducive to why we all are here. That's what stinks, Mark Sargent. You need to deal with that and make sure you know who you're supporting and who you're calling out, so that down the line, Housing Learn, when we just tolerate a map even though we know it's wrong, even though we know Witsit's a dick, we'll tolerate him still. No, enough's enough, dude. These guys are hurting us, and if you're genuine, Mr. Mark Sargent, you won't tolerate them anymore, or at least you'll stand up and man up to them and not give the response you did. Yeah. I'm done, QE. Get back on, but I do think that's pertinent.
Am I to assume the response would sort of everyone?
Belly up to that mic.
But am I to assume? Am I assuming that the response was kind of like, "Hey, everyone should hold hands and kumbaya"?
Yes.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Adam, you had that very good point. I'm sure everyone got that point. It's just the point that maybe we ought to reevaluate everything again. How are you gonna start over with Jaron? You gonna start over with Mr. Ping Pong Golf Ball, Jaron? Who are you gonna start over with? Mark?
No, that's right. So listen to what I said. I said I'm talking to you, Mark. I think with regards to Jaron and Whitsett, irrespective of the Antarctica stuff, we've demonstrated these guys are liars. Apparently science doesn't prove things, remember? Yeah. Now, they are now where they are doing what they're doing after they attacked the cause of how we disprove the globe. Science proves things. These guys, and we tolerated them in the need for lovely, woolly, flat earth, lovely toleration, bullshittery, wokey nonsense. Yeah. And we put up with this because they're much more polite than us, and they don't tell people to just F off when they're talking nonsense, yeah? So they should be listened to because their shit should be tolerated because they don't tell people to F off. Those days are gone, right? And Mark Sargent, the days where people who, they might be talking a bit of bollocks, but we should just put up with it, those days are gone. And you, with your response, which is what I'm addressing, you need to be stronger than that. And you need to know when people aren't genuine. And even if in the short term you think you might get a gain, which is what your response was, you need to disassociate yourself from them to make sure it's clear that you are on the right side, that you are a flat earther, that you know for sure, without a doubt, that the earth is flat. Yeah? Because these guys don't know that.
Right, they don't, and that's the problem. From a PR point of view, public's impression, if you keep condoning or affirming their loyalty or whatever it is that people want to perceive you're condoning them, whatever, it's going to seem like you're content with them pissing down your back, you just smiling and pretending that it's raining. That's how it's going to come across eventually. Unfortunately, if we like you, we don't want that to be the case. It's going to be detrimental. I think that's what Adam's saying, but he's putting it in a vein that this is your fault, Mark. Well, Mark's a very conciliatory guy. By the same token, he can't be unaware at some point this is going to look potentially bad on him, depending on which way he swings. And swinging for the charlatans because no, it's okay. It's only a little bit of piss coming down my back, Mark. It's not a good look, is it, Adam?
Well, let me just lay it out for both Jaron and Whitsett in a way that Mark might appreciate more or might not go against as much. Jaron has proved over the years to lead from a point of ignorance and make claims that he doesn't have proof or understand. He doesn't have proof for concerning topics he hasn't fully understood. And when people have tried to point out to him that he's wrong, he wants to have an argument with them, right? So for just that alone means that Jaron is showing himself to be constantly inept. Now, people can make other claims about him, but that alone, just that behaviour alone, you could say someone is inept. Now, you shouldn't allow yourself to be represented by someone who's going to be that way, because they're not a good representative. And when it comes to Whitsett, right, Austin has shown himself to not have maturity. When he's shown to be wrong, he won't admit it. That is a lack of maturity. When you won't admit you're wrong, you won't admit you've double spoke or whatever, that's a bad look also. So why would you want to be represented by someone who's proven himself to be inept or proven themselves to be just lacking in maturity? You need someone who isn't inept. Yeah, but if you say that to Mark,
hold on, you forgot something. How about the lying, Brian? What about that?
Yes. I understand. Yeah, I'm trying to lay this out in a way where Mark will be more receptive to it. Because if you say they're lawyers, he instantly is going to want to back them up out of loyalty because they're friends with him. I'm trying to point out it doesn't matter if they're friends with whoever. One of them is inept, and the other one doesn't have the maturity to admit when they're caught double speaking and lying. Doesn't have the maturity to just admit that, or when they're wrong. You can't be represented just because they can put on a good appearance doesn't mean anything. They're bad representatives, and in my opinion, they've always been. And I've stated that.
If I was to read between the lines,
just mind a question. In terms of the appearance, and that was actually Patricia, not Mark.
Just in terms of what Brian said, if I was to read between, and this is why I'm appealing to Mark and saying, look, dude, realise the sword of Damocles will come down. Okay, it's already come down on this bullshit map that we've given you tolerance on, Nathan, more than anybody. Right, but there's another sword coming down, and Brian, when I read between the lines of his response, he admits that Wixit's a liar. Yeah, he's not bothered because of the greater good. But that's my point I'm trying to make to him. There is no greater good now, right? The truth's out there. All we've got is truth on our side, or some of us who speak the truth but also lie a bit as well, just to convince people to know the truth. This is the greater rejection in society. For us to be part of it, this is the point. This is why we've spent a year or so on Jaren and Witsit demonstrating their liars, not on Antarctica, but in every other thing they do, where they try to put their own agenda into our flat Earth. Yeah, just that simple concept, which is so powerful, and we've watched them try to pollute and pervert it, and we've called them out and demonstrated their liars on that. This is beyond that now, you know? And this appeal is to Mark to recognise they can do no good. They're demonstrable liars on many topics. Don't align with them. Don't effort your own position, mate, by thinking that they're somebody that you should tolerate anymore. You can't tolerate them. They're liars and they're deceivers. Right? They were before they went to Antarctica. God knows what they're doing now. Yeah. But if anybody was unsure of their position with regards to morals, surely it's confirmed now.
I agree with Chad, right? I agree with that. Just a second, Fox. It'll only be a moment. Right, because Adam referred to me there. I'll talk to you. Go ahead if you want, and I'll go out.
Just real quick. Imagine everything that's going on right now. These are the guys that were attacking us because they couldn't figure out that heat causes water to boil. So this is what we're talking about. Thanks.
Yeah, that there you go. Right, another mark again. That's another total mark, and that is actually. I'm glad that I stepped aside and for yourself, chocolate, because that just goes to show. I could tell Mark, look, they're lawyers, they're this, that, the other thing, gate, right, Jaren is denying this, yet he's then suddenly denying that he had anything to do with something to do with Nathan and Bob and them years ago, then suddenly he knows all about it, after accusing someone of making something up, which was Roger, right? Or I could point out to Mark, I don't need to even claim they're lawyers. I can just point out that one of them is completely inept and the other one just lacks in maturity. You can't be represented. You can't have people like that representing millions of people, because that's how the public sees it. So whatever amount of millions of flat earthers there is in the world, these two guys should not be representing us. We need better representation than these two guys. And there, and I don't even need to. My point is, I don't even need to call them lawyers. I don't even need to do that to show that they shouldn't be represented.
That's all right. I'll call them liars and I'll demonstrate it on my channel over and over and over again. And it hasn't been a year. It's been 3.5 years for one of these numpties, Mr. Ping Pong Golf Ball, over 125 hours on my channel, going over every single double speak and lie and then Jaren and Globe Dumpsters in general, just go on my channel on the playlist. Globe Dumpsters Charades and Witsit Clown, and just get the popcorn out and listen to all the double-speaking lies. What else do I got to do?
I don't decry that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not decrying anything like that. I am in total support of it because they are loyal. My point is only to someone like Mark, who has a loyalty to us. It's like, Mark, these are the points, never mind what you think is a put down from other people, these points are just facts. You can't be represented by people like that.
Yeah, if you're just giving it to Mark, then that's fine. I want the rest of the community, whatever that may be, to know for absolutely sure. This is a fiasco of epic proportions. Epic. It's black and white. But it seems like everyone's caught up in all the ancillary nonsense, right? All about the snow and the footprints and stuff. You're dealing with liars, demonstrated liars and double speakers for years. What do you expect? You deserve what you get.
Okay.
Okay?
Means that the model that we were given by...
What model that we were given? There was no model that was given. You don't even know what a model is. What model? What's he talking about?
The one and only true shield.
Oh, God.
Okay, so there's an observation. It doesn't match the map that most of us thought was true.
Yeah, here we go again. Most of us thought were true when it was debunked in 2016 with you being there. Yeah, sounds really good there, Jared.
So it's time to figure it out. Back to the drawing board.
Yep, for you.
Fake is the most intellectually lazy thing.
Got the hell up before I slapped you, you half a sissy.
He needs a smack.
We can't just say it's fake. It happens. Okay?
Okay.
So it means that the model that we were given by the one and only true shill, Eric Dubé.
Now it's deflection. So did Eric Dubé give us a model? I've never seen him give a model.
I didn't accept it.
Wow, he threw everything on Eric Dubé. Wow.
No, that's what he wants. That's what he wants. That's the chaff, isn't it? Okay. Yep. Listen to what he's doing there. Yeah, he's setting up a straw man against himself once again. Yeah, and then attack, and then trying to get some false praise by saying, "Whoa, if it's false, i.e., we did see a 24-hour sun, which we're happy to accept." Yeah. Then, therefore, he's just, and he's the righteous one, and now we'll attack Eric Dubé, right? Hence, back to that trichotomy that Nathan mentioned, those three, early on, back in the day. Why would you do that? Why would you not just present it? This is what's...
Because he fell for the straw man.
Real.
Well, what's the model? Stay focused now. What's the model that Eric Dubé gave us?
So that was the earlier. I wanted to jump in.
Hold on a second. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah.
So what Eric Dubé has typically done, presented what his research has shown in terms of what potential explanations could come off the back of certain observations that we do actually see. He did it recently, so I can give him a really recent example of it. So he just got up a book, the title Sun and Moon something or other, a flat earthers book that gave a explanation for it that has been replicated, and I even showed it with the guy's name, Zach something or other, Joshua, in terms of how this has been replicated in, if you want to call it that, model format, right? Well, that's all Eric did in this instance, and what Jaren's now saying is, because at some point, and I have no doubt that Eric has at some point used and pointed at the azimuthal equidistant projection and used it in an example with a flat earth slant on whatever he's saying at the time. And what Jaren's doing is trying to take everyone down with him while he buries flat earth in this rhetoric. So he's saying, well, this map that is something that he's ascribed to, even though it's
what map? What map? He said model.
No, but it's just a map.
He said that Eric gave us a model.
A map.
Is that what he's talking about? does he think, number one, a map's not a model's not a map. Number two, does he think that Eric Dubé come up with the azimuthal equidistant projection?
Yes, he's portraying
It's the same. Where's the guns, Nathan? Okay, it's posthumous holding to account. Okay, so whether it's Nathan, where's the guns, or whether it's Eric Dubé, you've used this descriptor, or it's Mark Sargent, which interestingly they've not dealt with either. They've not attacked Mark in this for the same thing, because surely he's just as guilty, of using that same projection as a describer to people. Something we forgive. But what's he doing? Where's the guns, Nathan? Well, how's your map, Eric? Now, I'm not justifying Eric Dubé because I think he stinks to high heaven. Even if he's a real individual, which I doubt very much. Yeah, but this is the point. In all the years we've been here, where's Dubé? He's nowhere. But what's he done? He's put Dubé in. And what happens when you talk flat earth? You ignore what's just been said. If somebody says Dubé, all of us have done it, myself included there. But he's distracted from his point, which is just to false indictment again. It's a
deflection. I just wanted to know what model I was given by Eric Dubé. That's what he told me.
Amen.
Clown.
It sounds like he fell for the straw man. Like somebody showed him a map and he said, "Oh, somebody gave me this map and this is what I'm now supposed to believe is flat Earth." Like, what are you talking about?
That he debunked in 2016, by the way.
Okay, 2016 is terrible. I mean, did I miss that day in flat Earth? Because nobody handed me a map and said, "This is where you are now, and this is what you must accept." Nobody did that for me.
Sounds like Eric. It sounds like Eric did with a model. That's what Jaron said. Let's go.
Because there's no guns. This is false, like justification of his position. Because there's no guns. Because Eric Dubé pimped a map, etc., etc., and because he's like been there and he's just telling you the truth. So all he's doing is telling you the truth. Yeah. Then you should trust him on his position when he says the AE map is debunked. This is what I'm hearing in terms of the fundamentals of ignoring the bullshit and the great discussion points with regards to Eric Dubé. But what the premise he's trying to establish to the listener are those points. He's true, he's honest, he's been there, he's seen the 24-hour sun, and it's debunked the AE map. Now, what he's now going to do is indict people that, hey, where's the guns, Nathan? You can't go further south, or where's your map, Eric Dubé? Proving that he's true and that the other flat earthers are false.
Exactly.
Because he's been there and he's told us the truth. This is an agreement, Maddo, he's building with the listener, from what I'm hearing. Yeah, and it's
Adam's right, because I've been listening to a few videos. Adam's right on point.
Well, no, duh. I mean, if you can fog a mirror, you know that. Can you say it again, Adam? It wasn't quite clear enough for me.
Well, a lot of people don't, QE. They're still there.
My God.
As he's yelling at them in chat, they're still right there.
Thanks. Can I continue?
Yes.
Eric Dubé, who showed up in 2014, right after the movie The Principal came out, which was going to catapult...
What does that have to do with anything? What does the Principal have to do with anything here? What? Can you connect everything for us there, Globe-Tard Jaron?
Geocentrism, and catapult the idea that the Earth does not move, that the Copernican principle is a lie, that the universe is not expanding.
What the hell are we on to now?
That there is no redshift.
Shit, I knew that in 2008.
We don't observe.
Me too.
We believe them because they're fabrications of our minds.
What?
These things were going to start to come out.
And?
They were off by 10 to the 120.
We're off by 10 to the 120. What does that mean? You clueless grifter.
The stuff is going to come out. And here comes Eric Dubay.
And?
Map in hand.
He thinks it's his map.
Wow.
The
Dubay map.
Jared. Good. I'll continue.
And 200 proofs in hand. And I say 200 proofs, and that's a little wishy-washy, because he changes them whenever he wants, and you let him.
I let him. I don't let him do anything.
Yeah. You spineless bastard, QE. You let Eric Dubay change his proofs wishy-washy like.
Yeah.
What are you on about? What's going off now? What?
This ain't chaff.
I've got a picture of Antarctica on screen and some bloke talking about Eric Dubay's wishy-washy Chinese laundry he's opening. Well, what?
His wishy-washy Chinese laundry. Oh, sometimes, Adam, you knock it right out the park.
Because that's what flat earthers want, is liars.
That's what flat earthers... So that's your conclusion from the previous premises that were train wrecks? So that's what flat earthers... Well, that rules you out. You're not one of us.
No,
that's what
he went
we
to
want. Liars? Huh?
He went to Antarctica. Now all his lies are, swept under the rug because now he's telling the truth. And it's all Eric Dubay's fault.
Lovely, thanks.
Do you understand that I'm being called names for telling the truth?
Oh, boy. You've just lied here a couple times. We've just busted you. That's just here in this video.
and this pause, just because this is why history is such a beautiful thing. No, Jaron. Whatever you say or do with regards to your trip to Antarctica, cool, I accept it, dude. It's not why I call you a liar, is it?
Correct.
It's when you claim that adding heat to stuff won't make it boil. Yeah, it's your denial of the scientific method being something to prove things in the natural world. That's why we call you a liar, mate. Yeah, when you attacked Nathan for making those positive statements and you called him a shill and a liar. That's why we call you a liar, mate. Not because of you went to Antarctica. No one's attacking you for that. So don't try and use it as a piss, weak deflection defense. Yep. Certainly don't over here. Yeah, because you're not a liar over here because of that. We will give you citation for why you're a liar. Antarctica will not be included.
Not yet.
Well, okay, yeah. I'll give that caveat. Fair point, Warden. A good caveat, yeah. Not yet, yes. But up until this point, yeah, we've got due cause and evidence to justifiably call you a liar, sir. Yeah? Which is why we had objection with you representing us in the first place.
Exactly.
Just comprehend that.
Preach it.
Kiwi.
Well, just one last thing to add to that. When in the most recent addition to my attempts to turn Jaron into an actual flat earther, he fought the globe position. Me. I'm trying to explain how elevation angles reference a flat base.
Oh, that's coming.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, I won't spoil it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't spoil
Kiwi.
it.
Kiwi.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's my name.
If Jaron and Witsit are claimed to be our representatives and people want to promote them as our representatives, right? How come they were standing there on that ice watching McKeegan's mount go the wrong way, right? Obviously, right, the wrong way with the earth not rotating with it, right? And they weren't able to point that out and spot that. It wasn't. Yeah. So how are they the representative of anyone?
Yeah, they're not.
I love that, Brian. Brian, you see the Brian?
Super long-winded, Adam.
Sasha said, I think Jaron thinks that that scientific method is QE.
Yeah, I bet he does. Go ahead, Adam. Finish it up so we can move on.
I can just imagine Brian down there, and he would go, Dave, your mount. What about the mount? Dave, your mount. It's going the wrong way. Oh, shite. Yeah? Those guys, 24 hours plus 12 hours plus another, that's the 70th. We were nearly there 3 days. That's the level of detail you get from those guys. How long they spent there? Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't even look at which way Dave's about. It's a great point, Brian. Yeah.
It is.
Dave, you're about. Dave, it's going the wrong way, Dave.
They don't know what they're doing down there. They have no idea. None of them.
No, but if you was to dare to accuse them of not going there, yeah, then they'll get on their high horse and they'll get all sanctimonious about. Because I did go. Yeah, you did. You did fuck all when you was there, though, didn't you? You didn't even know which way the mountain was going.
Well, no.
Exactly.
His face was marred in blood and dirt and muck. He was in the arena. Fucking clown.
And he actually changed his 200 proofs.
Who gives a shit?
Prevent this final experiment from doing any damage.
Was this an experiment, Jaren? Pray tell. What's the hypothesis?
Damage to him. And you all ate it up. You loved it.
We loved it.
Let him do it. Not me. Not me. I'm the only one who's...
Not me, the Crusader. The lion double-speaking Crusader.
Freaking hero.
No, that's a lie again, guys. Okay, so everybody who, if you're a flat earther, put one. Yes, I agree. Eric DeBay's 200 proofs. I've sided by every single one of them since the day I realised it was flat, and I've always been on side with all of Eric DeBay's 200 proofs. Listen to the straw man that Jaren's building now.
Yep.
Who here is a flat earther when Eric DeBay's 200 proofs? I'm going to go and tell every single person, every single one of those 200, because they're all proofs. No, we've ridiculed them over the 10 years. Sorry.
I've not used not one single quote-unquote proof from Eric DeBay. No shade. I just did. For what? For what?
For his straw man. That's for what?
Staying true to what I thought was the case. I don't think it's okay to just change when everybody comes up. Oh, I'm going to go check this proof of yours, Eric. Oh, well, I'm actually saying the opposite thing now. And Jaren's a little shilly. I'm shilly because you can't keep a story.
Oh, boy.
I'm shilly because you're changing the proofs in your book. No, sir.
So Eric DeBay's the bad guy. Gotcha.
What's shilly is plagiarizing. That's...
You don't know what plagiarizing is. Where's your evidence that he plagiarized? Let's see it. I agree.
Chaff. He doesn't know what plagiarizing is.
No, he doesn't. I know it's incoherent chaff. Don't worry. I'm good. I can refocus, but I want him to support that claim. First, define plagiarism, you imbecile of a globetard, and then support your claim, or you're a village idiot.
That's shilly.
It's the mind fart, Huey. Where are we going? Where are we going? 200 proofs that they're not. Now he's what's he? Right.
I don't know.
Plagiarism. What's he plagiarized? And now, plagiarism, if you pass it off as your own, fair enough. But with respect to flat Earth, if it was a proof, then who cares whether it was somebody else's that he's plagiarized as a proof? Still a proof. Yeah. The plagiarism in this case isn't an indictment other than to an author, is it? It's a literary critique, that is, isn't it? It's not. Yeah, it's nothing to do with the argument that's being plagiarized, because that's either true or false, isn't it?
Yes. Well, I still want him to define plagiarism, and then I want to see how he plagiarized. Still, you're correct.
I'm just pointing out the straw man bullshittery, nonsensical distraction, chaff and flare where we're now at. Plagiarism. Yeah.
Same thing from your same book and every video you do, the same words with your same gay voice. That's shilly. Never talking on a live stream like I'm doing now. That's shilly.
What?
That's shilly.
Yeah, you said that twice. Who are you? Tommy 2 times?
In hand.
Map
Jimmy
in hand.
times.
That's not true.
He said
I've seen Eric do live streams. That's not true.
Yeah, but
right.
I don't think I ever saw King Charles do a live stream, but it doesn't it doesn't make him a shill. I've seen him do pre-produced production. It doesn't make him a shill. He's still the king. Yeah.
Well, so he's an imbecile. So he's an imbecile.
This is the argumentation right now.
I know, he's an imbecile.
It's retarded.
Yeah, no kidding. Thanks.
He's not the king of meat.
Maybe explain it to the audience again.
Do you guys know what a shill is?
Yeah, you.
Somebody who gets there early.
Somebody who gets there early. Yep. You got there early.
I'll tell you a story.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, boy.
No. See, he's getting his metaphors mixed up. That's the early bird that catches the worm, right? Yeah. What is this? What's going? This is when you don't have a point, isn't it?
Okay. Right, what's a shill? If there is an opposition...
For shill.
Tony Whitcomb said Jaron will shout fire in the cemetery and feel good about it because he helps society.
Okay, so there's an illusion in this feast of nonsense narrative that we all have to have the mindset for me to explain this, right? There's an us and a them. The them is a dark hidden hand that fights the powers of flat earth truth. That's us, the righteous, including Jaron in this example. Right? I mean, that us and them example got the powers that should not be, and their shills lead the charge for the unsuspecting victims. And by comparison, just so we do know what shill is in case people don't, it's the guys playing 3-card Monty on the side of the road. And for whatever reason, there seems to be a crowd around. What you don't know is the 3 or 4 people that are gathered around are all mates of the guy doing 3-card Monty. The guy playing, as you get there, he's going to be called the shill because he wins. It's $20 and walks off elated. Purely so you can watch that happen. Go, oh, I want $20. I'll have a go. It's a shill. It's like the Pied Piper. Yeah, leading people down a dark path that they shouldn't be going down. And you need assistance in doing so to lead people to that Pied Piper. Right? Well, Aaron is being alleged to be that shill. And he's projecting that into Dubay. Dubay's the shill. Like I said earlier, this is perpetuated 10 years ago in a 3-way contest of who's the biggest shill between Matt Powerland, Eric Dubay and Jaron, all calling each other shills.
Yep. I remember it. Faintly. So let's see. Is he going to give it? He gives us a story about a show. I'm going to fast forward it.
It's Miracle Tooth Cream.
Hold on.
Shill.
Hold on.
No.
They say, hey, go.
No. What?
Avon just gives a beautiful false trichotomy there of interest. It really is genuinely interesting. Like I said the other day, bullshit eating itself. Look at what's going off now. All the people that got us guys into it, that we held to account, they've all gone. Yeah? JLB. What you got to be? Yeah? He's gone. Yeah? But he was part of this. Jaron's gone. Yeah? Jaron's now attacking the faceless, Thai impressionist that is Eric Dubay. Yeah? And we lost the only person, to me, that was he went mental on his own. I watched it, Matt Powerland, yeah? But he was the only one that genuinely stayed true to a set of standards and principles. And what we're seeing is, instead of attacking the argument, Jaron's now attacking the one of the false trichotomy that's left, yeah? That's his argument now, to attack Eric Dubay. Somebody who, I think, respectfully, like I said, unless you live in the Far East, he's inconsequential to the flat earth argument. Who genuinely uses 200 arguments? Why, coming back from Antarctica, Jaron, are you raising Eric Dubay?
Because he's trying to
unless you've got nothing.
He's got do 7 offsuit and it's a deflection. We've already established that, Adam.
Yeah, but it's good to reaffirm it, isn't it? Because
every 5 seconds? No, it's not.
No. 12 to 15 is optimal.
I gotta make a correction here. QE said Tommy 2 times. It's Jimmy 2 times and Tommy 2-tone.
Fair enough.
Go to the city and make sure everybody knows that your fucking tooth hurts. Cry, complain, ask for liquor, ask for
God.
to look at it, then go retire to a hotel with your tooth hurting.
Okay, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm fast forwarding.
Yeah, but he's crying right now. He's the one crying.
Is he moaning about having tooth?
Then just prove it.
Shut up.
You should be happy. What you guys do, you take it out on me.
Go ahead.
He's crying. Waiting.
Just being sarcastic. I was saying, I want to know about the toothache. Can relate.
You can relate, yeah.
Call me a liar.
You are a liar. It's demonstrated. Not just calling you one. You're a liar.
You call me a pedophile.
Like I said, that's crossed the line. I've never called you.
I don't agree with that. That's wrong to do.
There's a few things that have come to the surface that Jaren is actually recognising rebuttal. She's got every right to, because some of the stuff that I've heard that has been levelled at him is downright scummy, right? And it does shine a very revealing light. The people that, this is a testament to how good our community is, they all deserted us. These scumbag conspirators are being downright, just vile to Jaren.
Yeah, it's his true earthers. It's his people.
Yeah, they're really scummy.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Exactly what he got.
I'm a sellout. I'm a globe shill.
You're a globe tard.
Yep. Come on. I'm going to call it Jay.
You're not going to get it.
Bit.
You're not going to get it.
Okay then, I'll just reaffirm. I agree with you, Jaren.
Yeah, but that's
You
the
are a
crew he
sellout.
put
You
together.
are a show. No, but listen, again, why would you say these things? I have to put myself in this position.
Deflecting.
That's what I'm saying, it's not being honest. What I don't do is address false indictment. Now, the horrible, hateful stuff like paedophilia, which is vile, isn't even worth addressing. But to make the other stuff up, no, dude, you're being called out because you're not being honest, and what you're saying, it demonstrates your dishonesty because of, like I said, a semantic reason. We can see that yes, whilst if you say in a court of law you did not have sexual relations with that woman, yeah, we recognise that means one thing. It doesn't mean you didn't have some form of sexual relationship, yeah? And when you say and decry the AE map, we see what duplicitousness you are. What's telling is that as a defence, you attack Eric Dubay. Did Eric go to Antarctica? Did he place a bet on what would happen when you went to Antarctica? No. Why are you raising him? There's a level of defence that I'd side with you. It's got nothing to do with why you're a lying scrote, right? Yeah. But more importantly, why your own people are putting these propositions to you. Now, I don't think for 1 minute they think you're a paedophile, but what they do think is you're a shithouse who's let them down, right? And so what you're seeing there is just humanity there. That's just people venting their frustration at you. For somebody who presented yourself as one thing, the way we've dealt you with for a long time, and now even the general public, your subscribers, see that you're not genuine, you're a liar. And they might go over the top.
Isn't it their fault?
What he did.
Yeah, but isn't it their fault
I'm just saying
for falling for it and reifying the map and all those things, and now they're busted, and so they're taking it out of Jaren?
No, what those people do is irrelevant. What I'm saying is they're a barometer, okay? And what you see in Jaren do now is try and use that barometer, which has got nothing to do with us over here, because these are all his people that are accusing of this, yeah? But they're the points that he'd like to address. They're the points that he'd like to feel justified in. I'm not a pedo, honestly. Well, we know that, Jaren, yeah? Pretty confident of it. I don't know it, let's be honest. Yeah, but we're pretty confident that, and I'm talking that bad. Nah, I'm still talking. Yeah, I'm still talking.
You're still talking. That's usually the way it goes. You talk and talk and talk and never stop.
Wow. Good. I know I'm on a holiday, guys. Is there anybody, Nathan? Could you just mute this for me, please?
Why don't you mind your business? How
Again,
about
you're
that?
not here. You're
Trying to
not
make a
here.
comment. What the heck, bro?
You know, no, you weren't.
Sure, wait in line like everybody else.
You've now gone past the point. You've now gone past the point, which was your point of where I would ask you, and you would be muted, which is you input on the show. You're now inputting on what one of the show people should or shouldn't be doing. This is where you're done for the show. Queuing, Nathan, one of you do it. I can do it if I have to, but it's a bit more confusing on the phone. If one of you do that for me so we can move on and have a good show before this egotistical fool once again decided he'd want to come in and make it about him.
I'd like to get on.
You're a silly man. You'll be welcome back.
I'd like to
You'll
get
be
on
welcome
with the
back.
show,
Yeah, I'm nearly done.
Yeah,
You'll be welcome back next time. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to stop with this right here because we're going to get done in late 2029. I'm going to go off of this. We're going to go to Speaker's Corner. We had enough of this anyway. We all know where this is going.
Oh, Speaker's Corner is good.
No, before we got sidetracked there, we were on a good point, and this is the point. Jaren's being indicted, and what we're noticing is what he's doing. His defence is to invoke strange accusations with regards to those horrible charges. He's a paedophile that nobody on this side that's got a beef with him agree with, and then invoking Eric Debay as part of his defence. That's what I've heard so far. It's nonsensical and desperate as a defence to deal with why he went to Antarctica, why he's behaving the way he's doing, and more importantly, why he's making this grandiose statement that the azimuthal equidistant projection of a globe has been proven to be incorrect, and that flat earthers should wake up to that realisation. That I think brings us back on track, doesn't it?
Yeah, almost. Yes. I pulled the wrong one up.
So how dare Jaren take the holy name of Dubay in vain? Fucking outrage.
Hold on a second, gentlemen, because I'm getting interrupted. We got a big-ass winter storm coming. Just give me 2 minutes.
Says the man who shut everything down from everyone.
Brilliant.
I want to say something. This is his own crew that he put together. So, sorry, Jaren.
It's just strange, isn't it? That's where they're at as their argument. Yeah, not presenting as to these are flat earthers that went and saw a 24-hour sun. Surely, think about it as you, Brian. If it was you, Nathan, if it was you, what would you be doing, guys? You'd just be on there 24/7 saying, "I saw this, I did this, I did this. I watched Dave's fucking." The equatorial mount go backwards, and I pointed it out to him. I did this. We're not hearing that, are we? There's nothing genuine about the experience to me. As a flat earther, if I'd have gone there, that I'd be reporting back. Like I say, it's like the moon landings. Yeah, we went to the moon, and then when I've come back, everyone's called me a pedo. I don't think that's me.
Yes, it is strange. Strange things are happening.
Did not have sexual relations with that child on the moon.
I'm Brian.
What the fuck?
Don't swear.
There's no swearing. What's your problem? I got an idea. Go leave a comment on the Jaren's videos. Tell them about some good arguments.
I don't know. I'd just like to move on from talking about pedos, maybe, and get to the subject matter.
Okay, so you're done again then. So no, we're done. No, we're done. No. So I'll sort it from here.
Go leave a comment. Shout out 24/7. Shout out to Miggy.
Wow, dude. Yeah, real petty, bro.
And then
Well, you come in our house and think you can do what you want.
Dude,
when we come in your house, we get threatened to throw us out.
Okay, can you calm
I
down?
don't forget.
Yeah,
All right,
we know
you
don't
piece of
forget.
shit.
Okay, calm down, dude. Calm down. You'll be all right.
I'm all right. You'll be all right.
It will all be okay.
Holy crap! Can someone put me on mute already so these guys can feel safe?
Shut up. DOAI. What else is your name?
It's interesting, isn't it, Neil? That
All right, whatever. I'll
what
put
he would do
myself on
is
mute.
try
You guys
to
can
indict.
talk about
It's not me that invoked that topic. And what I've tried to do is deal with it and point out that we on this side haven't dealt with it. What AI wants to do is divert the conversation away from that, what is a salient point, and attack the way I'm dealing with it. Again, what he's not welcome here for. And it's sad
I don't mind.
he's an
It's
intelligent
like
guy.
he
He should
5,
realise
6
where
times in a row,
his input is welcome and where it's not. It would almost be like it's purposeful.
Hello?
Wouldn't
Hello?
it?
Hello?
Are you back, are you? Are you back? Oh, hello. Hello.
Sorry about that. Like I said, we got a big ass winter storm and I have to take care of some logistics, but I can't do that while I'm sitting my ass right here.
No, we're all glad you're back. Praise be to Eric DeBay.
QE, leave the show to us. You go and fight the storm. Once you've done with the storm, come back.
Yeah, and we'll be done fighting this storm.
Yeah,
fight it. Have you got your bow and arrow?
Take it out.
Yeah, I wish I could, but I can't. But it's just begun, and it'll be done Monday at about 10 o'clock in the morning. So, okay, so we're back. We're headed to Speaker's Corner.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Speaker's Corner. Yes, let's go there, please.
Yeah. Headed to
I want to
Speaker's
know
Corner.
what kind of storm's coming.
Winter storm. We got
Fire tip, Darrow.
it's called a winter storm. We got freezing rain, ice, sleet. Mainly freezing rain. That's the biggest part of it.
What?
And I'm not done yet. A ton of snow, and then it's going to get sub-zero for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday here. That's
Wow. Why do you live there? It sounds like a hellhole. Summer is too hot, right? Then you get typhoons, monsoons, and now you get winter. I thought at least winter it'd be quiet for you, just be a bit like tepid at worst for you. And now you've got winter storms like this. You know what you got to be careful. Karen B told me this, QE. Right? If you get a winter storm and it gets too cold, your batteries won't work. So be careful.
Oh boy. Okay. This is Speaker's Corner. I picked out a couple ones that I thought were hilarious. This is a pain in the butt. This is 10 hours and 5 minutes. I had some assistance. We've got a couple, I think, in this group. Is Vaxy Wax here? Vax Wax, are you here? I see you down here.
He's got a spiritual attack going on.
Vax Wax, I think one of these might be from you.
Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't going to be because I don't get embarrassed easily.
No, you're fine. You did a fine job. One of these are from you. I don't know if it's this one, but one of them's from you.
Yeah, it was where that stupid pot we've had it is, yeah.
Yeah. So, here we go. Like I said, I don't know which one this is. Yep, it's you. So, you're up the bat. So this is Vaxwax. He's in the room right now. So here we go. Let me turn this up myself. It seems like Globe Dumpsters in general, they turn their mics up, but they don't turn the people that they're talking to up. These friggin' morons.
What's up, Jared? How you doing? Good, you?
What the hell just happened? What in the flying just happened?
It's at 6:19:30.
You son of a fucking YouTube.
Oh, you were just doing so good, dude.
Shut up.
6:19.
Oh, boy.
Go back. There we go. All right, here we go.
P-R-I-C-K.
Shut up. Who are you?
Yeah. What's up, Jared? How you doing? I'm good. Everything, like the conversation, me listening to you was going good till about 2 seconds ago when you said that saying that it's not a science experiment is something that just certain flat earthers say.
Yeah.
If it's a science experiment, what's the independent and dependent variable? You don't have.
He come out hitting hard, didn't he?
Well, what is it?
The location that he saw the observation.
His independent variable is the location where he saw the observation.
I'm calling for pink writing. Pink writing.
So the
If
hypothesis.
location.
Go ahead.
That was it, isn't it? If location.
Yeah. If location, what there? Glue sniffer. And by the way, this hypothesis needed to be made before you went down there. You unbelievable Egypt.
The location that you.
Baxi was taken aback. He's like, it shocked him.
So you're gonna vary and manipulate your location for an observation?
Correct.
Correct. That's it. You're done. That is it, isn't it? That's you finished at that point. Correct.
Yeah.
So you're gonna vary and manipulate your location.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the time, 3:33.
What about his eyelids? What
What about his eyelids? That's correct.
And not see the observation.
Look at Black's contempt.
Oh, look at the time, 3:33.
Go ahead. Somebody got rumpus. Probably Flatsy.
It's always the female.
Yeah.
It's that feminine voice. It's so easily overpowered. I was saying
Sorry.
I love his expression on his face. It's so funny.
Why ain't you seeing the main thing? It's 3:33. He's a Mason.
Yeah, let's change that.
Hold on, I've got to interject. Right, this is an opportunity to go back to basics. We joked about how it would be you that would be going back to basics, as it were. This is a pink writing moment in sincerity, isn't it? Let's actually formulate this in terms of what you just said. This independent variable of location, dependent variable is 24-hour sun, correct?
He didn't give the dependent variable yet.
But that's where we guys have got to do this, right? You know, I said we got to go back to basics, and I've just done that there. And I said pink writing. Like everybody should understand what I mean by that. No, let's do this. Okay, so this Vax, right? Shout out to you, dude. He's just put a really salient point. So let's explore it slowly, yeah, and give it the credit it deserves. Because this is a brilliant question on what's Jerem Flounder, but just let's get it. So it's a scientific hypothesis you've got here, Avi. So we've got a cause and effect relationship you're suggesting, Jared. Okay? Should we work from this?
No, he can't because he doesn't have a dependent variable. This should have been completed before they went down there. They needed the hypothesis first, which is a train wreck of a disaster because their natural phenomena observed doesn't happen until they get there. So this is academic. This is nonsense. Jaren's an imbecile of the greatest order. So I'm not going through this.
No.
Because science don't prove things anyway.
What I was going to say, right, just before QE came in, I was going to say basically the same thing. So, I don't know what my dependent variable is, because I haven't observed that yet. But I'm going to walk down towards that field, and whatever I see, that will be my dependent variable, and my independent variable will be me where I stand in the field. That's why that's the laying it.
No, he's saying he was the independent variable, that the dependent variable didn't happen yet, but he'll be the independent variable by changing his location to something he hasn't observed yet. So this is
but
a
his
train
independent variable. His independent variable is his location. That's my point. But so I don't know what I'm going to observe out in nature until I get there. So I don't have a dependent variable. But when I do get there, my dependent variable will be where I decide to stand in the field or would.
Yeah, but Brian, my question is this: why is he doing it anyway? He said science doesn't prove anything. So what's the point?
And he doesn't believe in proof. So we can go down these roads. We'll get into science education at a later time. This is a lot of fun. Vax Wax is trying to get away from this, by the way.
We're missing my point. I think Nathan agreed as well. So as we move forward into 2025, isn't it brilliant how all us smart horses can talk in amongst ourselves and the audience doesn't understand what just went off? Okay, we've got to start again, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got to explain the pink writing. We've got to put the pink writing up, QE. We've got to put the dependent. I'm not saying tonight. I'm saying moving forward. This bullshittery, whilst we may be very well informed, right? The doubling of people's figures means we need to start this again.
Yeah,
it's time for the pink writing.
Okay. Yeah.
Because in certain places on the Earth, you wouldn't expect to see a 24-hour sun. In other places, you would. So we buried and manipulated our position.
You buried and manipulated your position. So your position caused the 24-hour sun. Makes perfect sense. Did you have that before you left? Before you actually saw the dependent variable? You utter Egypt.
You couldn't see a 24-hour sun from where you were, but where
oh my God,
we buried and manipulated our position and saw it.
They varied and manipulated it. That's all. See, because he's just like an idiot globetard. They've put their claws and teeth into something they could vary and manipulate, but they forgot what an independent variable is. It's the cause of their the independent variable is the cause of the dependent variable. It's all cause and effect relationship. So your position caused the 24-hour sun is what he just said. But he doesn't know his ass from a pipe wrench. That's why he said it. That's the implication of what he just said. He's a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. I see evaporation happening on my window pane, and I figure out the cause of that is where I stand in the kitchen.
Exactly.
You varying and manipulating where you are is not an independent variable.
Outstanding job, Backswack. Why not? Just pour a ton of metric ton of hot coals on your head, you dumbass cracker.
Is he serious?
Yeah, he's serious.
That's it then, isn't it? Again, you see, that's it, done. Jaren, shame on you, mate. Why not? That's your response. That's where I have to question your. And again, I don't question in your intellect, right? I question your integrity to ask that question.
No, he's a dumbass. He doesn't know this.
It's not QE. It's not.
They refused to be schooled in this, didn't they?
Yep. I taught him for nearly 2 hours personal teaching, and nothing. There's nothing up there. Nothing there.
Okay, that's fine then. So whether it's intentional distraction from the destructive point that this isn't science and isn't got anything to do with the cause and effect relationship that he's suggesting, and it's just total and utter retard here.
Yeah.
Either way,
he didn't get it.
Well, sorry to
Adam. He didn't get it when I was talking to him. There's nothing between his ears, son. Do you understand what I'm saying? I could give a shit about his intent. He's a moron. He didn't catch on.
Alright, so I'm talking about his. Right, so to me, he does get it because of the way he's rebutted. So I can see by the tone of his rebuttal that he does understand it. He doesn't want to deal with it. He can't want to deal with it. That's what I hear.
You can't divine that from. No, he's a moron.
No, I know, and I'm not. I'm saying from my personal ear. If nothing, that's all I'm hearing. And what opinion.
What else do you have, Nathan?
I was just going to say.
Well, I would say. Sorry. I was going to say that you can't divine that he's a moron either, QB, because he's proven himself in the past. at times to not be as stupid as he would need to be to do that.
Yeah, I guess you failed to listen to what I told you. So
I've written this.
It was Be Kind to Dumb Animal Week. We'll get back to you in a second. You got to continue to remember it. It was a Be Kind to Dumb Animal Week a few years ago where I had mercy on this dumbass, right? And I said, you know what? I've been kind of hard on you. Listen, I'll teach you about this scientific method. We'll go through it step by step. I explained it like I would explain it to a second grade retard, Brian, for nearly 2 hours, and he didn't get it. So I'm not defining shit. You got it.
I understand that, and I was aware of that point. My point is, you don't know if he decided intentionally not to get it.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's not listening.
The problem is, as much as Adam's point stands, notwithstanding that we need to get onto the pink writing, it isn't actually a pink writing moment for what QE's been pointing out, but we've kind of been trying to sort past, which is it fails the first step, right? A step, observe natural phenomena, and there's a speculation about whether or not they'll observe the phenomena to even formulate a hypothesis. They don't know if they're going to observe it. How can they formulate a hypothesis? Step one, observe natural phenomena, and they're not adhering to that. So how can we get the pink writing out, start breaking down a independent variable of location, as absurd as that is, that's come after the fact?
Yep.
Fails at step one. Right, QE?
Yeah, he has no step one. It should have been done well before they even got down there. But they're too stupid to realize it.
No.
Let's say,
no.
Let's just say,
no, because that's just mean. It's perfectly reasonable to do an experiment and then figure out your hypothesis afterwards, isn't it?
Adam, you can't do that. We got new people out here. Take your own
Let me support
lesson.
you, QE. Let me support you, QE. If I take it on face value that he literally could not understand the scientific method, and now he's getting this wrong while trying to claim he did an experiment in Antarctica, then that only supports what I said earlier, that he's too inept to represent us.
Yeah. Now, Adam, don't be doing that with new people coming in here. Now, that's good if it was all old guys in here, and that was pretty funny. But don't do that with new people, because you get them confused, all right?
Yeah. Apologies.
Say again?
Apologies is what I said.
Yeah. Don't do that.
The point I'm making here, outside, and I agree with your indictment, that we have, and this is part of our frustration, we have educated this gentleman on these things. And what I'm saying here is, I'm listening to Vaxwax put a perfectly reasonable question, and I hear somebody who knows the answer, right, but can't give it. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah,
you're hearing it wrong.
I'm not. I'm hearing him absolutely put in the position that he can't answer, and so what he does is what we're critiquing. Yeah, but
no.
Vaxwax is it's a very salient question for, like I said, for what we need to reiterate to the newbies.
Yeah, we got it the first 3 times.
But what's pertinent is Jaren's response. Now, your apologetics is he's too dumb to understand. I disagree. I think he's clever enough to distract.
No, he's not clever enough. He's an imbecile.
Variable.
Why not?
Because you're just changing your distance, like your location to something.
So when you have another independent variable, you're just changing one part of the experiment also?
When you have another, your answer is when you have another independent variable, you're just changing that one. Is really? That's all you got? No. Too many doobies. You friggin' ass clown. That made no sense. Why are you fucking constantly interrupting me?
Because I'm about to pop. Because that is not an experiment then, is it? That's what needs explaining. I'm going to vary 2 things in my experiment. Yeah? My independent variable, and the other thing I can vary as well. Listen to the retardia. This is a guy that and this is why we've got a point of disagreement. This is a guy that's misrepresenting the scientific method, not somebody that doesn't understand it.
He's representing his flag, his imbecilic idiot flag.
Correct.
He's a doofus. Adam, is he pulling at your heartstrings or something? Since you actually met this person?
No, I just know when I'm being mugged off, and I know when I'm being mugged off by somebody that's intelligent or somebody who's stupid. Yeah. Now,
what's your evidence of he's intelligent?
It was too bold a statement that he's intelligent. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, he fooled a lot of people.
He knows his way around this, and he's gonna bluff and chaff. Yeah, he's not going to deal with it, and he's certainly not going to describe the scientific method, which he knows because you gave it him. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I say he's not stupid. He knows it. If he wanted to learn it, he'd learn it. Yeah.
Objection.
And if he wanted to cite it, he'd cite it. He doesn't, and he intentionally misrepresents it.
He knows He knows he's getting under our skin. I'm telling you.
What? He knows he's getting
by misrepresenting
under my skin. He's like a mosquito.
Yep.
I just slapped the shit out of him.
To be fair, I could have done a lot better in this part because I didn't even want to talk about this. But he was just talking about this being a science experiment like 5 minutes, like right before I got on. But he says other stuff later on where he is completely retarded.
Yeah, we're trying to get there, Vax. You don't have to provide any defense here. You're fine. This is fine.
Yeah, but I could have done better.
Choose what we can change and what we can't.
Right, but it's literally not. That's not the criteria of an independent variable.
So independent
just say,
variables.
I'm going to go. If I stand here versus me standing over there, that's anyway. I didn't even want.
He gets frustrated.
I can see his frustration.
I know he's trying to get somewhere else though.
Hung up on that.
Neither do I, because it's a dumb argument. Because really, what is an experiment? Is we're meant to go make an observation.
What is an experiment? We're meant to go make an observation. What?
Oh my God!
What are you talking about, you glue sniffer? That made no sense.
How to press QE buttons. Mate, that's not ignorance. That's button pressing. Listen to it. Come on.
Oh my God, he's a moron.
He's not. He's pressing. Look. He said it. You paused instantly. Why? Because it's just a fucking. It's 2015. He's turned into a baller.
Thanks.
Is really what is an experiment? Is we're meant to go make an observation,
That's a non sequitur. It's fucking stupid.
Hypothesis and see if our prediction comes.
Well, you just said that's redundant. You just said hypothesis then prediction. What are you talking about? You clown.
True in reality. That's all it really comes down to.
Your prediction will be a hypothesis.
Your prediction will be a hypothesis. Vax Wax is all over your dumb ass.
No. You see, he's mugged people off. Pink writing. Nah, it's lovely. He used a lot of things that in the scientific method you would have disagreement with the way Jaren's just applied them. Yeah? But that's not an experiment. Independent, dependent variables. They're the things you're going to manipulate and see if you get an effect in the experiment. He's not talking about that. So, am I going to manipulate my position on a flat plane and see if the sun is 24 hours or not? You're not manipulating it. You're not unless the cause of a 24-hour sun is where you stand, you muppet. Yeah? Yeah, what is going off?
We didn't hear Booger. Adam's continuing to talk. Super Booger.
Kiefer Green said, I varied my position to my window, causing the storm outside it to happen. Sadly, it proves nothing, which can exist, so that proves ether.
Nicely done. He's taking the piss. Yeah. Nice.
No, he's got a good point. If you don't look at your window and look outside, the winter storm won't come.
Yes, it will. The path information.
No, don't look. Stop looking. Draw your curtains. Cause and effect.
I get it, Adam. Thanks.
This is whether or not there should be a setting sun in Antarctica.
What the hypothesis is whether or not there is a setting sun in Antarctica. That's what he just said.
Wow.
Demonstrating without a shadow of a doubt that you would fail third grade intro to general science, you ignorant fucking muppet. You're an ass clown. So is Vaxwax going to jump on? I think Vaxwax wants to get somewhere else, though.
Antarctica. So why would that not be something that we would call science?
Why would that not be something that we would call science? Oh my God.
Because it's literally not science.
Making an observation after a hypothesis.
Making an observation after the hypothesis. You moron of a dumbass.
I know, I don't think you understand what he's saying. What he's saying is, right? I couldn't keep it straight. What he's saying is that the cause of him observing something is him going there and observing it.
But he said something even more stupid. You missed it. He said the hypothesis, then comes the observation. He's abject moron. I mean, you're retarded, Jaren, but we all know that.
You know what?
Sorry. One thing. I was waiting for the end. If someone else got something. Go on.
No, you go ahead, Nathan. I'll say something away.
If there's anything else, I want to get it right at the end. Are we sure? Jaren says science doesn't prove things. Just to point that out now.
Yes. Well,
hey, I said that.
He says science doesn't prove things, number one, and then, don't forget, he doesn't believe in proof. Don't forget that one.
Guys were going down there to see if there was even a naturally observed phenomenon to be taking place. And for what? It's not just an observation. It has to be a naturally observed phenomenon.
Oh, look at Vaxwax.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Jaren's mixing up an observed phenomena, the beginning point, with empiricism later on. He's confusing the empiricism that may or may not have been generated, depending on your hypothesis in your experiment, with observing the 24-hour sun. That appears to be his disconnect here.
You sure?
Because he's jumping on the word observation, which is within the method and starts early on. Fundamentally, isn't it? Really, the observing part.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but what he's doing, he's then making out that them observing something means that later on, after seeing the natural phenomena, that them observing something later on is empirical in of itself, and it's not, is it? It's got nothing to do with it. Particularly if you.
God.
Well, this is where it comes to the hypothesis, doesn't it? Yeah. So the empirical.
Jared
I know he
doesn't know
doesn't.
what that is, for God's sake.
I know, but it's interesting to see where he gets confused. That's where I'm elucidating.
He's not confused, because what he's talking about is a quote-unquote experiment. Not a scientific.
Oh my! I'm gonna come over there to Ireland.
Hey, Quantum Eraser, if I push your buttons, will I eventually get the play button?
Yes.
In place, and for what? It's not just an observation. It has to be a naturally observed phenomenon. And you changing your location while looking at the sky is not an independent variable. But again, that's not even the points I wanted to get on. The point I wanted to get on was you did say something earlier that I 100%.
Pause.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That is the point. That is brilliant, Vaxwax. Yeah, that is the point. Stay there.
Yeah, he's gonna. No, he's this. You're gonna thank him for continuing on. Mark my words.
The point I wanted to get on was you did say something earlier that I 100% agree with.
Okay.
You said that the Earth is measured flat,
Yep.
And I find it funny why you're so quick to just like run away from that 100% proof that Earth is not an oblate spheroid.
Because we cannot explain what the sun does.
Oh my God.
We can't explain what the sun does. I thought that VaxWax just said that he was pretty impressed with you saying that the Earth is measured flat. Of course, you don't know what that means. However, notwithstanding, but then your problem is that we can't explain what the sun does. You absolute imbecile. Anything else on that one? There's plenty more coming. Thanks.
I have.
I'm sure you do.
Something to say here. Yeah. So he agrees the Earth is measured flat, yet he turn around and tell his audience that you can have an elevation angle on a spherical surface.
Don't ruin this. Don't ruin it.
How am I supposed to know what's coming up? I'm just some guy in Ireland.
What does the sun have to do with the Earth being measured flat?
What does the sun have to do with the Earth being measured flat? See, Jaron, listen up, you glue sniffing fungus muncher. This is why your fucking fiasco is a nothing burger. Nothing burger. He just mentioned it.
Can I give a shout out to this bro? Been in Flat Earth for less than a year, as far as I know. He's hung out in 24. Yeah, he's hung out in 24/7 in FED. That's been his primary body of influence.
Yeah, he's done. Really? Vax, how long you been out here?
Okay. I was about to do the same AI, actually. I was going to say props
like a year.
to Vaxi. As much as he's met our criteria whilst trying to dispense with this science subject, because he wants to get onto his agenda, is saying, cool, Jaron, props. You say Earth's measured flat? Oh, Earth's measured flat, right? His response is, yeah, but the sun. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's pretty hard-hitting and interesting, and will prick a lot of people's ears up.
Yep. It got my attention. Yeah.
No, but I've been in this since like 2019.
That's pretty good.
Really, 2020 is when it really kind of sunk in, but
no, you're sharp. Doing a fine
so
job.
Why does my memory have a year in my mind? What was up about? You told me about a year. Was that when you joined the server or something?
I think I've been on the server since like 2021.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. Good job.
I must be misremembering.
No, it's a good job so far. I mean, he's on it. So let's go.
Can I just say...
Oh my God.
I was just going to say that Jaron's only maybe talking about the quote-unquote measurement.
I'm going to fucking... I'll tell you what.
Sorry.
What does the sun have to do with the Earth being measured flat? That's the whole point. That's the whole point of why the sect that I'm in, all the flat earthers that I know, have not given a toss about the quote-unquote final experiment.
Yes, it's a nothing burger, Jaron. That's what he's telling you, you moron.
Or, as Will Duffy said, the final expedition.
Okay, so imagine though, let me just bring up something real quick.
Let's just imagine something, right? From that caper-sized piece of horse shit between your ears.
Imagine that we had some observation of the sun that matched the flat.
We had some, who's we?
Earth. And
that matched flat Earth. That is a non sequitur. So we have some observation in the sky that matched flat Earth, you moron.
So imagine if we had some observation of the sky that matches flat Earth. We do. We use celestial navigation. Denied it and instead thought that, oh yeah, you keep telling me not to do this. Okay, I'll stop.
No. What I'm saying, you're missing the topic. You're reading more into it. What he just said was non sequitur. Want me to play it again? Let's do it, Jay.
Final experiment, or as Will Duffy said, the final expedition.
Okay, so imagine though, let me just bring up something real quick. Imagine that we had some observation of the sun that matched the flat Earth.
We had some observation of the sun that matched flat Earth. Tell me how that is not non sequitur.
It is. It's completely non sequitur. He's talking about the final expedition, therefore not an experiment. He was formerly on the topic of science, therefore it's perfectly in line with the current discussion. Therefore it's completely non sequitur from Jaron. You're right.
No. Thank you.
And we start bringing it up to globe earthers, and they just say it doesn't matter what the sun does.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what the sun does. It makes no difference what the sun does. with the surface that I'm walking on. Makes no difference. None. Zero. This is second grade retard, Jaron. That's why it makes it a nothing burger, you abject moron. My God.
This is globe rhetoric. That's exactly what it is. He's showing his colors, man. He's a glober.
Yeah, he's a glober. It's dumbass. His request right here is stupid. I don't remember what happens, by the way.
You wouldn't accept that. You would laugh in their face. You ask them all the.
So you're divining what Vax would do in that situation you just conjured, you moron.
Time how far the sun is, the things about the sun.
What about the things about the sun? What does that have to do with the flat Earth?
The seasons. Now,
what does that have to do with flat Earth?
Now, when it's on, you guys don't even understand that you're being one-sided.
You guys, are you seeing apparitions here? You're only talking to Vaxwax. What? Too many doobies. You fucking moron.
You can either take it both ways or don't.
Take it both ways. That's what your sister said. Super sister.
Super sister. Sasha sent, and who is the Einstein who knows what sun do? Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha, nice one.
If we're not going to allow to mention the sun, then
who said you're not going to be allowed to mention the sun? Who said that? What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are what? So you can't mention sun anymore. Hey, the sun's out. No, can't do that. Hey, look at the sun over there. That's truth. What a clown you are.
Then we can't mention it for seasons.
We can't mention for seasons. What the hell are you talking about? What?
For anything.
Can't mention the sun for anything. Makes perfect sense, Jaron.
Because you'll choose to say it sometimes.
Well, I'll choose to say sun sometimes. That's amazing. Oh my God. You better hope a mental health professional isn't listening to this absolute abject horseshit.
Me personally, I don't use seasons or anything for
nothing.
An argument for flat Earth. That's some
you don't
weird
use the sun at all.
Hocus Dave Weiss talking points.
Okay.
Nicely done, Vaxwax. Nicely done, sir.
They're not good arguments.
That might be true.
That might be true. They're not arguments at all. You're a friggin' doofus.
Oh, I like how he came with that. Nice job.
Okay. I'll agree with you.
Yeah, but the thing is, Earth's physically measured flat.
It measures flat, and yes.
Yes. So it measures flat, so it's flat.
Yes. And the thing is, what's a glober going to say? They're gonna scream tangent.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do because he's a glober. That's exactly what he's going to do. All the while, he doesn't know what a tangent is.
Once a glober screams tangent, what are they doing? They're apologizing for how not curved their angle
No, they're begging the question.
measurement is, because you
And they're conjuring nonsense. They don't know what tangents are.
cannot have a elevation angle with a curved base.
Uh-oh. Jaren's kryptonite. Are you guys still out there? You haven't been interrupting me. Why?
We're listening to this guy. He's laying flat Earth down.
All right.
You watch too much Nathan Oakley.
Laying something down.
He watches too much Nathan Oakley. What does that have to do with an elevation angle? That made no sense. Nice little ad hom. You got Nathan Oakley on your mind, don't you? Unbelievable.
Huh?
You watch too much Nathan Oakley.
Wow.
Hold on, this pen.
That's a non-response.
That's a non-response.
It's not a non-response, though, is it? It's
No,
not
it's
a
not.
non.
You're right,
it's a
Adam.
very, very, very telling response. So again, instead of dealing with the issue about how you can get an elevation angle from a curved baseline, we ad hom Nathan. Yeah. Just like when earlier when pressed to a point that you couldn't answer, we ad hom Eric DeBay. Yeah. What are you doing, son? You're not dealing with the points, are you? You're demonstrating you don't have an answer.
The reason why he's doing that.
You better. Let me just tell you right now. You better prepare yourself for what's coming next. Take my advice. Get ready.
Hold on, this pen right here. No, it's not.
That's literally a non-response.
Well, I'm trying to respond to you right now. Say this pen right here. If somebody sat on top of this, could they get an angle measurement to a light on my ceiling?
Oh my God! Is he a freaking retard?
Yes, you betcha.
Jaron, why don't you sit on the pen?
He does all the time, Neil.
Take it on mute. Sorry.
Yep. So we're going to sit on the pen and get an angle. I thought you were just talking about elevation angles. I for sure thought I heard Vaxwax say elevation angles. Do you know that there's a difference between your regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill angle and an elevation angle? Why did you just say angle, glue sniffer?
Say this pen right here. If somebody sat on top of this, could they get an angle measurement to...
Angle measurement to what? What, you're pointing your finger up? No, we're talking about elevation angles, Jaron. Did you forget about that? Of course, you don't know what an angle is, do you? Or an elevation angle. So go ahead, what's your question?
A light on my ceiling?
No, you couldn't. That's an elevation angle, and you could not. Sitting on the head of that pen, you numpty dipshit. My God, are you stupid? You would fail 3rd grade intro to geometry right now.
They would have to use a bubble sextant, wouldn't they? Not a Mariner sextant.
All right, you screwed up a little bit there, Vaxwax, but I'll let it go.
They'd be able to, from the curved top of this pen...
From the curved top of the pen.
Would they be able to look up, if a little being lived here, would they be able to get an angle measurement to anywhere on the...
Not an angle measurement, Jaron, an elevation angle measurement. No, they would not be able to. It's worse than dividing by 0, you utter moron. Again, you would fail 3rd grade intro to geometry.
Feeling in this room.
This will be my final point, QE.
There is a right answer there, but you go first, Adam.
Yeah, just to find out, I'm off to bed. But that again is my point. So he knows these arguments.
No,
okay?
He does not.
Yes, he bloody does.
No,
What a
he
shit
does
out.
Not.
To imply that the top of the pen, which is a point at best, is curved. Yeah. If he doesn't know the arguments, he's very good at mugging people off who don't know the arguments inside out. Okay, is what I'll say then. Yeah. Be that by luck or ignorance or just sheer stupidity, he's very good at it. I would suggest there's a level of education there that you can steer the argument in that. You have to know the argument to steer it into that straw man. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. That's training. That is confirmation. He's a shill, not just a retard to me.
Fair enough.
I would agree. It's a complex enough argument to understand to put it to Jaron from Vaxley's point of view. To take it to this place, short of Vaxley saying, yeah, I can do it on the pen. If I'm holding a Mariner sextant with that pen at my ass, I'll still achieve an elevation angle, Jaron. He's not going to get that opportunity.
Look at the look on his face. Adam. Prosecution.
Baseline, but they got a curved baseline.
As long as they're
They got a curved baseline. That's going to be a problem when an elevation angle means a horizontal plane and it's a right angle. Jaron, you abject moron. You guys aren't going to see this. From Radar Tutorial, elevation angle, Jaron, you ignorant muppet, is the angle between the horizontal plane and the line of sight measured in the vertical plane. That means you need a horizontal plane, Jaron. From GCSE 2021 edition, angles of elevation. Listen closely, you daft muppet. An angle of elevation is the angle from the lower object to the higher one, while an angle of depression is the angle from a higher object to the lower one. Both angles are measured with respect to the horizontal plane of the reference object. Can you please show the horizontal plane on the tip of the pen that's up your ass? Because if you can't, it's not an angle of elevation or an elevation angle. From Vigis.com, the angle of elevation is widely used concept related to height and distance, especially in trigonometry. It is defined as the angle between, listen closely, the horizontal plane of the pen up your ass and an oblique line from the observer's eye to some object above his eye. From strategizing, the altitude angle, sometimes referred to as a solar elevation angle, describes how high the sun appears in the sky. The angle is measured between an imaginary line between the observer and the sun. That's the hypotenuse, you moron dumbass. And the sun and the horizontal plane the observer is standing on. You're finished. Like I told you, you would fail 3rd grade in geometry. You utter moron.
Able to establish a horizontal off the surface of that pen.
That's what the globe Earth claims to do? Do you have the phone number for the globe Earth? I want to have a conversation with him.
He's listening to what's his name? Toon.
Yeah, McBooger Eater told him that. But he said the globe Earth. That's what the globe Earth says. Let's hear the globe Earth say that, Jaron. You utter idiot.
Globe Earth claims that they have horizontal planes on a sphere.
Correct. They have a
tangent. Correct. They have a tangent. What? Huh? A tangent. This utter moron doesn't know what a tangent is. Has no clue. Just spouts it right off. Where's the tangent at?
How many horizontal planes does the sphere have?
How many horizontal?
You said unlimited!
Hold on. Hold on, there's a lesson for Baxter here. So where he's now succeeded is he's successfully begging the question. So about 5 minutes ago, did you hear you say begging the question? He says tangent. So he's successfully got Dingleberry into this discussion. What I and Adam or maybe anybody else who want to go is, why is he doing this? Why is he begging the question on the globe's behalf, fighting the affirmative position for the globe? It's no sense, especially a flat earther appreciates Earth measured flat. He's fighting the affirmative globe position with the begging the question fallacy. Why? Makes no sense. Why is he trying flat Earth measurements in the form of elevation angles? Actually, at all. What he's successfully done is beg this question now, hasn't he?
That's the least of his problems, by the way, but I think Baxi catches it. That's pretty stupid, Jaron. Where's that tangent? Go ahead, Fletcher.
Why are you guys calling Baxi? It's like I thought you were saying Flatsy.
Oh, I'm
Waxy
sorry.
Waxy.
It's Baxwax. Are you Baxy Waxy in the YouTube stream?
Yeah, well, I had to change my name at first because Righteous kept saying, because there was a bunch of X's that said VAX, and he said anytime someone pinged me, like it would trigger a bot that would like delete the messages. So I had to write CKS.
So, are you the one?
VAX.
Hold on. Are you the one the other day in the YouTube stream that took advantage of me when I was vulnerable with the spiritual attack?
Yeah.
Yes, that was him. What'd you say? Spiritual attacks are no joke.
By the way,
no joke.
by the way, which sent me, I was finished for the rest of the night. All right, back to the topic.
Really?
Isn't that the problem? The thing is, Jared, if I...
No, it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
You're in California, right? It's not because we're both in North America. I'm in the southeast. It's both nighttime for us, right?
For me, yeah.
Nighttime for you all the time, you blue sniffer.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you're home or whatever. Not that I don't care where you live, nothing like that, but I've heard you say before that you live in California, or at least that's what I assume. Anyway, if me and you would both go outside right now and take an elevation angle to Earth or the middle star in Orion's belt.
Can we do that? That's not an experiment.
I'm not saying this is an experiment. This has nothing to do with science.
No.
Yeah, this is all just math. It's geometry. But to call this an experiment would be a category, right?
Okay. What are we doing?
Well, what I'm saying is, let's say that I go outside and I look at star A, and then you look at star A. For me, star A is at 45 degrees in the sky. For you, it would say star A is at 36 degrees. You know, whatever. Our angles, the baselines would smash into each other. They're on the same horizontal plane. Like, I feel like this is what you guys aren't getting.
Not you guys, just him. He's an abject moron.
If I was to go outside and make a circle of elevation at Polaris, let's say Polaris for me is 32 degrees. Somebody in London makes a circle of elevation around Polaris at 51 degrees. Our circles of equal altitude are on the exact same horizontal. You cannot have that on a sphere. It's physically impossible. That's not how a sphere operates. For one, spheres don't have horizontal planes anyway.
Right, because they have circles.
Anytime you pick an elevation angle,
The spheres have circles? You would fail first grade intro to shapes.
Again, why is he doing this? Why is he fighting the affirmative globe position? I don't get it.
Me neither.
He's a glober.
Well, number one, he's a globe card now. Yes, my pine helped with that. Number two, he's an abject moron.
No, the reason he's fighting is because he thinks he has some smart position. That's what he's fighting.
angle, the elevation angle has something called a ground position, or a geographical position, the GP of the star.
Right.
At some point, that star is going to be at 90 degrees. Now, that star's that's what the GP would be, 90 degrees. That means that wherever that star is, that's the zenith of the star.
Right.
In the location that it's at, it's going to have a ground position. That ground position is perfectly parallel on the same horizontal plane as where I'm standing.
Okay, but not if you're in a circle. If you're on a circle.
If you're on a circle, where's the circle at?
Where is he getting with this circle?
It's a total. It's a non sequitur hand wave. Meaningless rebuttal.
Around that spot, then everybody in that circle has the same elevation.
They're at the same elevation, you numbnuts.
Yeah. He's saying no, and then simultaneously semi-agreeing with his bleeding point and reiterating it.
Yes. Thanks, Chocolate. You want to belly up to that mic and tell everyone he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about so they can hear you?
Yeah, say it again.
Yeah, I think he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
You sure?
Yeah, listening to him, yes, pretty sure.
What he actually doesn't understand is that Collins, it's okay, it's not going to be long. But he actually doesn't understand. I have to defend myself when he's going to say something. Sorry. What he actually doesn't understand is that at the end of that adjacent, that's where the GP must be. Not somewhere down underneath and back behind the end of that adjacent. The GP must be either at that adjacent or directly vertically below it. Not where they're going to place.
Do you think Jaron knows what an adjacent is?
Well, it doesn't matter whether he knows it, you know it. And it's you I'm talking about.
I'm with Adam, even though he's not here on this one, because steer it in the direction of the tangent and beg the question on the globe behalf to decry this flat earther vaccine in this instance position with regards to the measurement. He's got to understand the argument. Steer it in this non sequitur way. You're just saying, you're presumably just respond. No, he's just dumb.
He is. He's just mindlessly parroting Booger Eater told him, dude.
I tried to go to bed.
Oh, there he is.
I tried to go to bed, and then I jumped out of Discord and I put it on YouTube, and then I heard Jaron say, "Yeah, but you can have a circle on a globe." No, you can't, Jaron. That is fundamentally your problem, and you may be missing. I'll give you the circle, but you can't. You're going to need a tangent. You're going to have one point of contact of that circle, yeah? Wherever it is, whether it's on the circumference or the centre, it doesn't matter. But you can't put it on your globe. Do you understand?
No.
Even a circle. He doesn't. That's what is clear there. Because Vax put it to him.
I have personally attempted, like Huey said, I've tried to talk him through and school him with science. I personally, after he spoke to Toon, him by the hand and explained all this to him. Tangent's a single point. You're measuring an angle. It's with respect to a ground position. I've taken Jaren through all of this personally.
Well, it can't have anything to do with the globe because it's called an elevation, not just the angle part. Elevation.
Yep.
That's
elevation.
on the globe.
The guy that, from what I'm hearing, the guy that's speaking to Jaren right now, he's on this panel.
Yes.
Just a question. Did you ever ask Jaren to define what a tangent is?
I don't think he did, but that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, the moment he said it.
No.
Tangent?
I had a bunch of definitions lined up. But it was one of those things where if I hit my back button, it completely would kick me off of the chat with him. Then I'd have to go back into the YouTube, find the link, click it, and try to rejoin. So I couldn't really touch my phone at all.
That's fine.
Or change off the screen I was at.
You did fine.
Yeah, but a circle is not a three-dimensional sphere. A circle is a flat surface.
Correct.
Correct. Unless what?
Here.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you're on a sphere. What?
Exactly correct. No, not.
He just.
No, not a Waxy Waxy. He did a double take. No, not a sphere.
Yeah, it took me a second to catch what he just said. Spheres don't have flat surfaces.
No. If it was a sphere, how would my angle to Polaris be on the same horizontal as somebody in London or Bangladesh or whatever? It
That's
wouldn't
not true.
be, but it is.
But it's only the same degree as you.
It's only the same degree as you. What?
Moron.
What Jaren did a minute ago, guys, it's a tactic used sometimes by the borders, where they'll agree with something and you go okay, and then they carry on with their horse manure. That's what he did. Oh yeah, agreed. Or yeah, that's correct, and then move on to a complete contradiction of what he just agreed to.
Yeah.
It took me aback. I felt like I was talking to Embo.
Maxie.
Sorry.
There's only one horizontal you can have for celestial navigation to work. If you have multiple different horizontals, that means these angles are never going to line up with each other.
But that's not what they're doing. They're not lining up with each other. They're just getting the angle to the star. Then
you idiot.
You know how far away you are, and then you're on that circle, and you have two of them.
You're on that circle on a sphere? Really? You would fail, like I told you, first grade intro geometry and identifying shapes. Three of the circles? On what?
I don't know why
they're all on the same horizontal. And the thing is, if I'm in a boat and I have my Mariner section, which is really the crux.
You're going to be proud of them coming up here, Brian.
Of the argument, because Globers want to kind of like go down an alley and start talking about aviation sections. But the thing is, if I'm in a boat and I get a 45-degree angle, and then
who's talking? Shut up.
I get in a blimp, go 500 feet above that same position as the dude in the boat. They take that same angle to the star at 45 degrees. Then you get in a jumbo jet with an aviation section. They take a 45-degree angle to the same star that I took in the boat. And then you get an SR-71 Blackbird flying above that. They're all on the same horizontal. Every time, like, you take an elevation angle, it's all perfectly parallel to the person on the surface of the boat. And I feel like that's you're saying it right, but at the same time, I don't understand that.
Well, how does that explain on a flat Earth?
It can only work on a flat Earth. You cannot have an elevation, a curved baseline.
Did you like that, Brian?
Yeah, explain that on the flat Earth. It's like that just goes to show that that would be evidence enough that I could produce to anyone and say that this man is too inept, right, to be representing you. No, but my real feeling on that is that he is only trolling Vaxi. It doesn't matter if he knows that he knows the in-depth of the details of it. My feeling on it is that he's just trolling Vaxi, and that the guy is straight out dishonest.
I don't care about your feeling.
I care.
You're going to draw a flat Earth.
These things on top of each other, they all have the same angle though. So something in the sky, but they get higher.
Right.
How's that?
How's that?
That was what?
How could that be the case?
What did they take? What are we taking angles to?
I don't know. You're the one who brought up the example.
Well, we're taking angles to stars. We could pick one in Orion's belt. We could
Right.
take an angle to
So-
Jupiter. We could take an angle to Polaris.
Okay.
What?
Very sorry. Vaxi, you asked a best question anyone could have asked at that point. So what are we taking angles to? In other words, what are these things we're taking angles to?
Yep. He did outstanding. He's got a point coming up there, and you're gonna love it. I told you you'd like it.
What is Polaris and where is it?
Above the North Pole.
Above the North Pole.
Where and where is it?
I said above the North Pole.
Yeah, but what is Polaris?
Uh-oh.
Right, what is that?
I don't know. It's a star. What is it? I don't know.
Brilliant.
He's getting there. Let him get there. He's getting there. Not 1 second. Let him get there. I said 1 second. Let him get there. You'll be proud.
How high is it? How far away is Polaris? See, that's the whole thing. What difference? Look, it doesn't make a difference. The height's never accounted for.
Okay, Brian?
No, this is brilliant. What Jaron just admitted to by saying, I don't know, right, means that all these horse manure about the sun in Antarctica is out the window. Yep. Because he just admitted he doesn't know what Polaris is, what height it is, what it's composed of. He just basically said, I know nothing about it. I don't know I can't explain anything about him. Then that would mean that your observation in Antarctica, that you're claiming is some kind of proof of something global, obviously could be thrown out the window. All your claims about that can be thrown out the window because you would have to make the same concessions concerning the sun.
But he doesn't. He claims the sun is physical on this same speaker's phone.
He can't prove any of that. Sorry, Neil, I don't mean to step on you, but I'm just saying he can't prove any of that. He can't do it. He has no proof of anything concerning the celestial bodies.
We know he's a moron. Let's give some tips of the cap to Vax. I mean, right on it, man. Good job, Vax.
Right.
Very good.
You're asking how we're taking angles to things that might not even be a tangible object.
Yeah, I'm not asking that question. I don't think that stars can be determined their distance at all.
Stars can be determined their distance at all. Do you speak much? Grammatically, you're a moron.
Right, exactly. But the thing is, we don't know what they are. We don't know how big a star is. We don't know what a star is made out of.
Right.
The only thing we know about stars or the sun or anything that's in the sky is its apparent location.
Do you have a point, or let's get to the next person?
Yeah, I had a point of compromising your dumbass. He already did his point.
Sorry.
I'm
confused about something.
I'll go after chocolate.
Why is he so willing to say, oh, we don't know what those things are, we can't get distances, nothing like that, when he's defending the globe side? But the globe has these things, right? The globe has distances to these lights in the damn sky. So why doesn't he defend that? So he's,
I don't know.
He's just picking and choosing what he wants to defend?
Well, he just contradicted himself because you can only explain the sky on a globetrot. So, but he doesn't know shit. He just contradicted himself.
And this is what I was going to say, right? And Chocolate, actually, what Chocolate just said it once again is right in line with what I was going to say. Within their paradigm, the globe paradigm, right, the sun is a particular size and distance away, and they have to make that claim for specific reasons, right? Sure. For two-dimensional shadow lengths, right? Now, what he just said, I don't know, you can't determine any distance to him. Well, any claims you want to make concerning the globe or heliocentric model, right, are completely contradicted by that statement. Completely. Because the sun you claim to observe that you think is explained, stupid, by the globe predictions, another stupid idiot thing to say, right, all that is out the window. Because that means you can't even claim a height or a distance, to the sun that you're looking at. Which means you can't claim heliocentrism. Because you must give it that distance and size. Thanks for, I'll leave it go. Very good vaccine, very, very good. I'll be going now, leave other people talk.
I don't need to be arguing that fact with you. My point is, I think that that's a dumb argument to say that we can't take angles from a curved base.
Really? You think that's a dumb argument? You would fail 3rd grade intro to geometry. I already went over elevation angles. You keep calling them angles. They're elevation angles. It's the specific type. Specificity. Like your spooning boyfriend used to say that doesn't adhere to anymore. Yeah, not angles. Elevation angles. It's a right angle triangle, you moron. Let's hear what he just said again.
I don't need to be arguing that fact with you. My point is, I think that that's a dumb argument to say that we can't take angles from a curved baseline.
You can't take an elevation angle from a curved baseline because an elevation angle is a right angle triangle, you utter moron. You guys ain't going to see this. Hold on. You utter moron, Jaron. I'm going to expose your dumb ass again. It's real easy. Like I said, just allow you to open up your incoherent blowhole. You see this? Angle of elevation gives the formulas down here. You see this? You know what this is? This is a right angle triangle. Yeah, you can't have a curved baseline. You see, it says horizontal line, you moron. Let's go to GeoGebra, angle of elevation. Look at that. That looks like a right angle triangle to me. You see this? This is the adjacent. That's the line you're talking about? You're saying that this can be curved? You're a moron. You see this? Angle of elevation. What is this? A right angle triangle. What's this? A horizontal adjacent. Can only be that. In fact, that's redundant by me. Here we go again. Angles of elevation. Looks like a right angle triangle to me from GeoGebra. You're saying that this can be curved? This line right here, Jaron? You fucking idiot. See this? Angles of elevation, there's 2 of them for you. They're using the same baseline. Can that be curved, Jaron, you moron? You don't know what triangles are either, do you? Oh, look, another one. Angle of elevation. You see this right angle triangle right here? Jaron, you probably don't even know what a right angle triangle is. You clown. Ass, 1 each. Here's some more, math only. Angles of elevation, 2 of them. Almost the same procedure allegedly used by Al Bubby Baruni to get the height of his mountain. Of course, he screwed that up. Anyway, do you see this flat horizontal baseline or adjacent? You see that? Yeah, it has to be a horizontal line or you're not getting an elevation angle from it. Glue sniffer. Uh-oh, what is an angle of elevation? That looks like a right angle triangle to me. You see that word adjacent down there? That's what you're talking about. You think this can be curved? You abject moron. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
I told a lie. I said I was going to be quiet and leave other people talk, but I have to say something on this. The elevation part of that elevation angle that you're measuring is a vertical angular height, right? Vertical. Yep. That means it must be 90 degrees to horizontal. So the horizontal you're making means that the GP of that celestial body must be either directly below that point, directly at the end of the adjacent, as I said earlier, or directly below it. Like if you're in obviously an airplane with a bubble sound. It can't be some other nonsense back underneath you and behind where the GP should be, right on the surface, on some curved surface. He doesn't understand it's an elevation that's either mirroring a height above the surface of Earth, or it's a direct measurement from the surface of Earth up. So the surface of Earth has to be where that GP is.
Yep.
Yes. And I'll just reiterate, Jaron has had this explained to him by me personally.
Yep.
Because we're not taking angles from a curved baseline. You're taking.
Yeah, you can't take angles from a curve. You don't know what an angle is. And you definitely don't know what an elevation angle is, you moron.
From a tangent.
It comes from a tangent. Really? Where'd you get the tangent from? Define tangent. That's what you should have said, but he didn't.
Number 1, like you say, that's begging the question. Number 2, tangent's a single point.
Yep. He doesn't know that. It's a begging the question fallacy, folks, because a tangent is defined as a straight line that touches a curve at a single point. That's what a tangent is. So he's begging the question when any baller that says tangent, you're begging the question fallacy right off the bat. It's fallacious reasoning. Number two, where's he getting a tangent from? Where's it coming from?
Yeah.
What? Huh?
Yeah. Tangent for what? Where is this thing supposed to be tangent to?
And tangent from what? Where's it coming from?
I'm glad you got to that word. I was waiting for that word. We're measuring from surface. The surface is forming the baseline. Tangent is a line to. Exactly. The begging the question fallacy of their sphere. So you've got a dingleberry Earth doesn't achieve measurement from the surface because the surface must be flat for this measurement.
Yep. Also, with the sextant, I would like to see the tangent mirror.
Okay.
I want to hear him define.
What is an elevation angle?
Oh, he asked him. Oh, this is going to be good. Here we go. Listen up.
Take angles from a curved baseline. Because we're not taking angles from a curved baseline. You're taking
Darren,
angles from a tangent.
Okay, fine, but let's just clear the air. What is an elevation angle?
Priceless. Facts wax. Way to think on your feet.
The angle between you and something in the sky.
An angle between you and something in the sky. Wrong. Incomplete. I already gave you the angle of elevation definition. We'll do it again. Elevation angle from radar tutorial is the angle between the horizontal plane, didn't hear that, come out of that incoherent blowhole of yours, and the line of sight measured in the vertical plane. Nothing. You didn't say any of this. Simple. You're a moron.
I'll give you a C-.
No, it's an F for incomplete.
Well, I'll take it.
You would. That's the only way you'd get it.
Well, okay, so we'll just go to Merriam-Webster. Let's see. Angle of elevation, noun phrase. The angle formed by the line of sight in the horizontal plane for an object above the horizontal. Spheres do not have horizontal planes.
The tangent. They use the tangent.
They use a tangent? Who uses a tangent? Where'd you get the tangent from?
Hold on.
Lobers.
Hold on. It's a proper baller move, that. It's just had it defined.
Yep.
Can you show me the horizontal tangent?
Yeah, tangents aren't necessarily horizontal anyway.
But the point is, there can't be a horizontal tangent because which tangent is horizontal within their paradigm? There is no horizontal possible within the globe paradigm.
Yep.
So there's a difference between straight and horizontal.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, it's one of those words they shouldn't be using. It's a flat Earth only word that they should not be using.
Super tangent.
Super tangent.
I'm sorry. I'm looking. I lost it. Okay. Eddie Wayne sent, Happy New Year's, guys. Just joined the show. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Well, okay, so if they want, that's begging the question.
He got him. Vax got him. Nice job, man. Really good.
Finally.
Yep.
So if they say tangent, how is there any proof that we're on a sphere anyway? And they're going to go.
Well, he doesn't know what a tangent is. Jaron doesn't know what a tangent is. When you just said that when you said begging the question, he ain't going to get that. No way. He doesn't know what one is.
I didn't say that was proof of being on a sphere.
Yes, you did when you begot tangent.
Exactly.
Wow.
You don't even know that.
Can I tell that dude? Yo, listen, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. Because I've been calling freaking tangents, begging the question for years now. So to hear you tell him that, thank you very much. Love it.
What the hell's Chocolate trying to pull? You stole that shit from me.
What are you talking about? Hold on.
Chocolate, yeah, but Chocolate says it immediately every time.
No, I say it immediately every time.
I don't know. We might have to go over to the videotape that.
We might have to go to that video evidence. Okay, go ahead.
He does too. Kiwi says it every time. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah, but that's okay. Nathan, did you have something you want to add to this? No. Nah.
Well, I have something I want to add to it.
Nathan's devastated right now.
Go ahead, Brian.
What I add to it is the very thing that he's calling a tangent
is the thing that's measuring that the Earth is a flat plane. And he's trying to call it a tangent. And now Vaxi says to him, that's begging the question. No, it's a double-speaking, contradictory begging the question, because you're trying to claim that the thing that proves the Earth to be measured flat, to be a flat plane, right? That very thing you're claiming is part of your globe. It's like, no, you don't get to do that. It's just a fact. This is not like something we can argue and debate about. This is just a stone cold fact. Does he not understand? Yeah.
No, he doesn't understand it. That's why I've been trying to tell you he's retarded.
Anyway, and they're going to go
I didn't say that was proof of being on a sphere. So.
It's the implication of a tangent, you moron.
So you're talking to the wrong guy.
Well, we know we're talking to the wrong guy. And guy is a begging the question.
When they say tangent, that's literally a begging the question fallacy.
It's not when you're just using it.
It's not. Yes, it is.
For its activity.
It's not a begging the question fallacy if you're using a tangent just for its activity, is what he just said.
And can I point out that what that activity is so you can bring that tangent to the equatorial plane of their globe at vernal equinox.
Really? Does tangents have activities?
Well, that's the activity he's actually referring to that he may not realise. So when he's claiming tangent as if it's some kind of get out, that tangent is what's going to be at the equatorial plane at vernal equinox. And it will extend out if needed into the equatorial plane, and the whole thing is going to be stationary with moving celestials above you. That's what they actually do. But this is important. This is important.
You're at graduate level. He's an abject retard.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it to him. I'm saying it to the
people in the audience.
Thanks, Neil. Exactly.
Well, all right. No comment on the audience.
If you're saying, let's pretend for a second that you lived on a sphere.
Yeah, that's what that's pretend land. It's right up your alley.
Why would we do that?
That's the begging the question that he's being accused of.
Exactly, Nathan. It's like, that's a begging the question. No, just let's beg the question.
Let's keep doing what I've been doing before, is pretending that we're living on a sphere. Are you serious, man?
Yeah, he is serious. Because he's retarded.
Just pretend. Would we then look at stars in the sky and be able to take angle measurements to them?
Not elevation angle measurements to them, no.
The answer is yes. How would
Really? Yes. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on a second. I have Rob Durham. You guys probably won't be able to see. Maybe you will. Maybe it'll switch over. So, yes, he can take elevation angles off a spheretard, huh? Let's find out. Let's see if that's actually the case. Can you guys see this?
Yes.
In Discord. Okay. Remember what he just said, that you can take elevation angles off a spheretard. Let's find out. We're using AutoCAD. Rob Durham. Tighten this retard shot group.
Okay, to briefly touch on what the guys over at Flat Earth Debate have been saying, we're going to use the exact same examples of the GP positions here. I'm going to look at it from an orthographic view. Okay, if we're standing here on the Earth, this is the angle to the celestial body. Let's take a line from our position, representing the horizon. The angle formed here is definitely not 90 degrees. And even at the position where it meets the Earth, you can't have a 90-degree angle to a curved surface. And AutoCAD will actually verify this, because if I choose the angular dimension command, and I pick this line and this line, it will give me an angle between them. If I try to pick this line and this arc, it says here, object selected is not a line.
That means if it says right here, Hanoi Jaren is a first grade geometric illiterate. That's what it just said right there. For you, Jaren. You glue sniffing moron, you.
This object is not aligned.
But this is what happens when you hang out with Globers that tell you you can.
There you go. Game and set, match, everything for your dumbass.
Would we do so?
Categorically, no.
Why not? We would use a tangent.
You'd use a tangent. Where'd you get the tangent from? Begging the question fallacy. Got there before you, Chocolate.
Can I say something?
No.
There's a.
Good.
I was just going to say that anyone who claims tangent is in a category error, because we're actually talking about a measurement here, whereas tangent is purely mathematical. There's no measurement with a tangent if you're talking about the Earth. If you understand what I mean, the tangent then at that point is not. It can't be part of a measurement because it's only mathematical at that point.
Yeah, it's not part of the Earth.
Yeah, well, that's number 5 or 6 on his idiot appeal to tangents.
What is a 90-degree angle?
He said straight up.
And?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Straight up. What do you mean? Clown.
Right?
Tangent, though.
Who's interrupting me?
Me, Eli. I was just going to say Witsit also takes the same stance.
I know he does. Yeah, I have him recorded saying they're fuck stick brothers. Sorry, no swearing.
Tangent.
What is a 90-degree angle?
Straight up.
A 90-degree angle is straight up. He doesn't know what an angle is. Get him, Vax.
And?
What do you mean?
Well, it has a baseline, right?
Sure. It could...
Sure, but I thought you said, what do you mean? Now you say sure? Huh? What?
Be a tangent,
though. The baseline's a tangent?
No, but this is what Nathan said. He's pulling global moves right here with straight up. Yeah. That's what they do.
Yep. Baseline's a tangent. Where'd you get the tangent from? From your sister's house.
Two lines meeting at a right angle.
Again, do I need to show you this pen?
Yes, show it to us again, you asshat.
You were on top of this. Would you be able to take an angle measurement?
An anger measurement? No, not an elevation angle. You're not taking an elevation angle from the top of that pen, you glue sniffing moron.
No, but I'm taking an angle measurement right now.
Yeah,
there's no bottom baseline.
There's no bottom baseline. Then you can't have an angle. What an abject ass clown you are, Jared. Yeah. Too funny. Thanks a lot, Jared, moron. He's sitting on top of that. It's called a tangent. Is that a tangent?
Well, yeah, but what's a tangent based off of?
Local. A tangent is based off local flatness? What the hell?
Oh.
What the hell does
Adam is eating back.
What the hell does that mean? If you would have asked you what is a tangent, and you said it was because of Aunt Jenny's tomato hall in Tupelo, Mississippi, it would have made just as much sense as what you just said.
See, the unique thing about a sphere is there are no locally flat surfaces on a sphere.
Thanks, Neil.
Well, that just goes to show. Sorry, I tried to get in before you pressed play. That just goes to show that he doesn't actually even know what a tangent is.
Yeah, I know that. Duh.
I didn't know if that was specifically pointed out. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Where you been?
Okay, I made a mistake. It happens. Okay.
My pen.
It's just like local flatness, though.
That's
like Earth a disco ball. The thing is, Aaron, when a Glover claims tangent line,
oh, I see. You are. So you
have. When a Glover says tangent line, all they're doing is apologize for how not curved they're measuring the Earth.
Okay, so tell me this.
They have to have They have to have a horizontal
I wanna see if you're
baseline for their angle.
Okay, so if we have a Home Depot built on the earth,
Oh, here we go with the
no.
Home Depot.
No. That is not a tangent, Jared.
Is
No.
Depot? So I got a Home. No, I got a Lowe's. I can go to Springfield. They got a freaking Home Depot. Should I call them? Should I say? Should I ask? Are you a tangent?
Yeah, how did they build on this tangent? How did the toilers put down the toils on this tangent?
Look, Jared's
Neil,
about
you
to
should
Do
know.
that if you want.
Hold on.
I'll do that. Listen, I'll do that for you next time I go to Home Depot.
I
I'll give you
appreciate
the
that.
video.
Can you get them on tape? Record it.
Yep, 100%.
Thank you.
What Jared's about to do is explain how Earth is measured flat, therefore it's a big ball.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of have to, because now he's talking about locally flat.
With Home Depot.
Yeah. That's where this is going.
With the disco ball.
Therefore a big ball. You mark my words, that's where this is going.
All right, let's see.
Oh, absolutely.
level anywhere in the Home Depot, would it be level everywhere?
Say it one more time.
If I measured a Home Depot, if I measured everywhere, well, it just depends on what I'd be measuring. There's a lot of things you can measure in Home Depot.
Hold on.
What
Is
the hell
this
are you
Home
talking?
Depot? Is this Home Depot on a hill?
Well, I'll tell you what, we might be into some problems because those are all self-leveled, those Home Depots.
Home Depot's self-level?
Yes, they're also
They use self-level. They use self-leveling cement, so they're pretty accurate.
We're talking to a flooring guy in here, expert Neil. Okay, Neil.
Say on a sphere Earth.
On a sphere Earth, where'd you get that? Look at Backslash.
Can I just state that
Oh my God.
this is important, that if there's a 2-story Home Depot, or let's just say a 60-story building, is that a 60 tangent building or what's it on?
That's really twisted, Brian.
But he's right. Is there
Yeah, I am right.
tangents?
The implications. Go on, Neil, sorry.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Is there 60 tangents?
No, they're Utes.
Build up let's say on a sphere Earth, but we put a level everywhere.
So we build a Home Depot on a sphere tard, and we put a level in Home Depot. You're a glue sniffer.
Every aisle of Home Depot. Will every aisle say it's level?
Well, Neil.
Yeah, if you leveled it off, yeah. I mean, you can build on a surface that's not level, but you level it off. Hello?
Self-leveling is what you said, yes?
Yes, you eventually pour self-leveling, and it just levels out.
Okay, now disregard that you're living on a sphere tard. I just wanted to make sure that was squared.
Why has any of this got to do with tangents?
Oh, in relation.
What's any of this got to do with what?
Tangents.
I guess he's going to get there.
Horizontal.
I'm talking about
have horizontals on a sphere.
Here we go. That is literally your inability to understand large spheres.
Nice ad bomb.
Wow. You don't understand
Epic
large
comeback.
spheres.
Look at facts.
Does anybody
I got a question.
understand a large sphere?
I got to hear that again. Sorry. We're going back. I'll give another 5. Nathan, go ahead.
Who's AI, not me.
Go ahead, AI.
I was just gonna say, would it be okay if we played a very appropriate clip that's 30 seconds of him coming back on the plane talking about this very thing?
No, not right now.
All right, put it in a mark in the notes.
What's level in relation to? Horizontal.
I'm talking about
have horizontals on a sphere.
Here we go. That is literally your inability to understand large spheres.
And it's not Big Globe Dave. It's Big Jaron Moron.
Got some large spheres to try to understand. Freaking clown.
How large is the sphere? Globetard, Jaron?
The one that Matt is already pointed out is begging the question of.
Yep. Vax. That's classic, dude.
Understand large spheres.
Yeah, large spheres have flatness.
Wow.
Okay. Eric, what did I tell you, QE?
Yeah, you did.
100%.
Yep, you anticipated it.
Can I point out something?
No.
If you allow me. It's along the vein of what Rob Durham did. Charles Globert Math, we all know who that is, right? Charles, the lawyer. He was making claims, one of his ridiculous claims on Bev's one time, was that you can zoom in really close on GeoGebra and get an angle off of the, once you create a circle with the radius of 3,959 miles, you can zoom in really close in GeoGebra and use that little bit of curve that's only barely curved, let's just say, to get an angle off. Right? I did it. Oh, I'll go afterwards.
For interrupt Brian, thank you.
Booger said he had to hurry. Sorry. I think he has to go potty. Stephen Davies sent, how many flat Home Depots make a Globe-Tart?
You gotta admit, Brian, that was
that's good.
It was good. Thanks, man. Good one.
Brian, why would he bring up a radius when we told Nathan that you don't need a radius for a sphere?
Well, yeah,
am I correct, Nathan?
That's true.
It's Charles. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, so I zoomed in. I made a point of doing this because I knew it was a total and utter lie. I zoomed in really as far as GeoGebra would allow me to zoom in, and that's very far with GeoGebra. And I used the shortest adjacent I could find. So what I mean is the shortest length of adjacent, as in I put a 2 points on the surface of this circle. And even with the smallest amount of distance that I could get, that I could use, and zoomed in as much as I could, GeoGebra would have nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. It was like, no, you can't have an angle there, right? It kept creating an angle that was directly in alignment, directly horizontal or in alignment with my first point, not allowing me to do it. So none of this can be done.
Another super chat.
Retro Bill sent, QE, you are one cruel bastard for putting us through this.
I'm sorry, man. It's got to be done. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, Brian, I think I know somebody who's got a shorter adjacent than you do.
I walked into that one.
So you're clueless. I mean, this is the problem.
Karen, they claim it curves at 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. If you're 1 foot above the surface of water,
No, it's 8 inches per mile squared.
the geometric
Average.
curve, which is the edge of the ball, which is the part that's curving away from you, would be no more than 1.22 miles away.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where the horizon should be.
So again, we're building a
They
home.
don't have that. They don't have a radius value.
Let's listen again. You go back to a Home Depot.
You're going back to the Home Depot, Vax.
Build a Home Depot on Earth. Let's say it's a sphere. Okay? You build a Home Depot. Is the ground level and flat?
This is really bad.
Didn't you just say it's a sphere?
No, it's a problem. There's a huge problem with this.
What's that?
If you make something level and flat on a sphere in which they imagine, it wouldn't be flat. It would be a reciprocal slope. It would actually catch water in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what guys like Darren don't understand. Now, here's the problem. When he came back from the ice, on the plane, he was on the way back pontificating on his little broadcast. He said, I've been saying this for years about the Home Depot Earth and the flat Earth on a globe Earth, and nobody's smart enough to get it. Really? And how come you don't understand that a flat surface on a globe be a reciprocal slope, not flat? Grief.
Reciprocal. You think he knows what that is?
Probably not.
Good point.
Home Depot.
This is a really poor analogy.
It's not a
For
poor
some
analogy.
reason,
It's because
really
it's because you guys don't get this. That
Us guys, are you seeing apparitions again? There's only one guy here.
Usually, when an analogy is good, people get it. That is why nobody gets your stupid analogy, Jaron. It's because it's stupid.
Exactly, chocolate.
it bothers me. It's like we have to recognize that a sphere could be so big.
It's so big.
Listen to me. This guy isn't Robo. Why does he still have people subscribe to him?
They're not only subscribed to him, they're super chatting his dumb ass. Look at this. $748 so far, boy. That's what we need. We need you to enable this abject retard of a Glober. Good job.
flatty, right? Yeah, it's so big it's measured flat. That's what you
Vax is just jabbing him.
Yo, I like this guy.
No, Vax is cool, man.
He's part of our crew, bro. He's here on the
Oh.
server and 24/7, brother.
Yep.
That's what's up, man.
Hey, Chocolate, hold on,
before,
guys. Hold on. Chocolate, you'd know that if you were around 24/7 more. Bazinga.
Bro, every time I look at that server, there's nobody there.
Yeah, I've been complaining.
Exactly.
I told Indio.
You guys know how to create shows yourselves. I mean, I show up, people show up. You guys show up, people show up. That's how it works.
Yeah, sure. I already
Not
told
to mention.
Indio. Shut up! I already told Indio about this very thing. And he gave me some runaround and shit. I said they better get their act together.
And then the very next day, you showed up and we had a show, didn't we?
Yeah, you definitely did.
If it is a sphere, it's literally begging the question of it being a sphere. There's no proof that it is.
Correct. The Earth measures flat locally and it's stationary, but the sphere describes the sky.
Oh my God, he said it again.
Yeah. Can I call the sphere? I want to hear the globe-tard describe the sky. That's what I want to hear.
You don't have the number to the sphere hotline?
No, Jaren does.
He must.
I used to have it, but I left it over at his sister's house.
That's the truth. You can cry about it, but that
doesn't look like he's crying. That's the truth from a liar. You're a moron, too. You'll never recover from this.
You mean the sphere describes the sky? The sphere is a horizontal. The sky is horizontal. The only exist in the
horizontal.
Misfit FB 850 sent Jaren, aka Hank Hill. Don't talk to me about large spheres. I've been doing large spheres and large sphere accessories for 30 years.
Yeah, shout out to Hank. Boy, I wish old Hank was back.
in this world is the appearance curvature when we look at the sky. When things appear to go east to west, they appear to arc. What they do is they take the arc of the sky and they shoehorn it onto the floor. They go, hey, look, it hurts the ball. That's not true.
Okay, what about the sun going backwards for somebody in the south?
Backward. What? Backwards.
The sun has a reverse gear?
Yeah, I guess. Jaren doesn't know what directions are. Objective directions. Yeah. It's going to be 75 degrees today. Partly cloudy. High. Like I said, 75 degrees. Winds are going to be coming out of the backwards. You abject moron.
The opposite direction.
Opposite direction of what?
We explain
What do you
that.
mean the opposite direction? The sun goes east to west around Polaris.
Not. I just went and proved that that's not true.
So the sun doesn't move from east to west? Really? Okay.
So the sun wasn't going east to west where you were at?
No, the sun goes.
Really? So the sun's not going from east to west, so at some point down there in wherever you were at, down there in Union Glacier, if you went north, right? At some point up there past Point of Uranus, up north, keep going up north, the sun is going to rise and set. Are you saying that the sun is going to rise in the west and set in the east? Jaren.
We've got slow-mo.
He tooted when he did that too.
Did he toot? Did you toot it on my super chat?
Oh my goodness, he's so funny. Flat Earth Travolta said, shout out to Jedi and Indio. They are ace.
They are. Yeah. Thank you. Right to left aren't objective directions, you moron. Yeah, it's going to be partly cloudy, high at 85. The winds are coming out of the left.
Right to left is subjective. Right to left will change whether you're facing north or
It's not
south.
subjective when you think about it this way. So,
Right and left is subjective whether you think about it anyway. You dumbass cracker.
North Pole, which way does the sun go?
What North Pole?
East to west.
No. Does it go left to right or right to left?
Going true north or magnetic north?
It depends on what direction I'm facing.
It doesn't.
It's going right
It
to left
doesn't.
or
So
left to
you
right.
get too upset and you're not just listening.
Doesn't sound that like he's upset, you little Nancy fag.
Can I just state what's happening here is Jaren is trying to bring Vaxwax into talking about this 24-hour sun, whether it's north or south, and making everything ambiguous. That's what he's trying to do. Because when it was on specifics, the best he could come up with was Home Depot as a tangent, which it's not. That's what he's doing now.
Super champ.
Super Home Depot. I think that they do have those.
JK sent, Sir Mix-a-Lot likes them big and round, but not so big and round, they become flat.
I'll read that back. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm kind of getting tired of this. Let's take a break. It's only been 4.5 hours.
I think you more stupid as Jeran is. You get just.
Say that one more time.
I think that more Jeran is stupid and more evaluation will make it getting general picture.
That made perfect sense.
Yeah, you don't. Okay. If you continue evaluating Jeran in the future, that can be a good job.
It's a good job. I'm not going to be evaluating.
Materialistically, also viewing.
He's a globe-tart now, so I don't know how many more times I'm going to do it. I usually focus on pretender clown flat earthers. He's the globe-tart now. What do you want me to do? Continue to follow this idiot?
If you see how much super chats you get in half an hour, can you imagine how much super chats you will get in 7 hours?
Oh, I don't measure. I just goes. The super chats have no impact on the length.
It's weird, man. Look how people are reacting.
I can't see how people are reacting. My friggin' chat is kind of it's halted because I've been 4.5 hours away from it. We're a good part of it.
Perfect. If you're gonna take a break from the video, 2 clips like that, perfect.
When I take a break, I'm not searching for other videos to play other videos.
All right.
Yeah, good, Chewy. I watch it.
It doesn't sound like a break to me.
Well, you got to be as multitasking as me, and then a break is just less multitasking.
Yeah, I can't. I want to get into one more thing before I have to go because I got more Winter Storm preparations. Plus, there's something. Is Nathan still here or did he fall asleep? Because there's something coming up concerning you. Obviously, they're always talking about you. Every once in a while, I get a shout out. Let me find it. I think it's that one right there. I wonder if Let me go here. Is it going to change it when I go here? I think it's going to change it for you. Hopefully, we'll try it. Okay. Let me know if you hear this.
What do you think about Oakley trashing Witsit? I think anybody listens.
Yep, you hear that?
Yep.
What do you think about Oakley trashing Witsit? Somebody asked.
Fantastic.
What do you think about Oakley trashing Witsit? I think anybody who listens to a word Oakley says is retarded.
Retarded. And your evidence for that is what?
The guy is not for truth.
The guy's not for truth from a demonstrated liar.
They actually say, I thought it was Oakley. Do you see apparitions? You're getting singulars and plurals mixed up. That's not a shocking surprise. Yeah, Witsit is stupid.
Witsit's a dumb fuck. Oh, sorry. Witsit's a dumbass. Yeah, guaranteed. And demonstrated. Mr. I can wave, but I can't hand you a wave. Yeah, he's a numpty dipshit. He has problems with the difference between nouns and verbs, similar to your singular and plural issues. So, I mean, what? Is that your... He's a dumbass. That doesn't help you.
But, you know, 10th Man is a genius.
Who said 10th Man's a genius? 10th Man doesn't have to be anything. Witsit's a dumbass, just like you.
Brian's logic is real refracted from
I have to admit about Brian's logic, but okay.
You guys are geniuses, but Witsit's an idiot.
Well, yeah, Witsit's an idiot, yeah. Well, no, not an idiot. You finally caught that. Did you have to get back to your mic?
I have to get to the mute.
I tried to catch you. I knew you were sleeping on me back there, but yeah, you probably got it. Yeah, Witsit's a dumbass. It's already demonstrated. He's a double-speaking lion sewer rat, shape-shifting Mr. Magoo. Yeah, I got over 125 hours. Just look on my playlist. Just relax. Just look on my playlist under Witsit Clown and get your popcorn out. Go on.
Sorry about that. I've been overzealous. Could we just point out that there's people on this side who pointed out about McKeegan's mount? The thing they were looking at for 24 hours. Yeah, real geniuses.
Yeah, and all I did was the actual originator of this. Let's be for real. All I did was
Brian's logic. Refract.
Brian's logic, I agree.
These guys are geniuses, but Witsit's an
The third level.
Eddie Wayne sent Jaren is an absolute tool, mate.
Yeah. Thanks, Booger. I like the slow-mo, but your mother rumpus me.
Oh, man. Sure. And he fit well in Home Depot.
Talk about a cult. I mean...
So, Oakley's a cult? He's only one person. Again. What is... This is just feeble Nancy Fag appeals, dude. Can you support anything that comes out of that blowhole of yours? I mean, just for once. Just try it one time. It's usually like this. This will help you. Make a claim, and then immediately after that claim, say, as evidenced by. That always helps out. See if you can try that.
That's the thing I'm talking about. Is like, let's make good arguments.
Good arguments, yeah. They're all on my website. They've been there for years.
The argument from Flat Earthers that you can't measure an angle from a curved baseline.
Yeah, those Flat Earthers. Yeah, they're third grade geometry graduates. That's why you can't understand it. You already demonstrated that in spades. I'm not going to do it again. No, you're stupid.
Just stupid.
Just say it again twice. Can you show us why, Mr. Geometry?
Sorry, they use a tangent. They don't use
who uses a tangent, you idiot? We're going. I didn't know where we were going. The Home Depot. That's what we used it for.
So just because you feel like applying a curved baseline to the bottom of the triangle doesn't.
To the bottom. What? Listen to what he says, ladies and gentlemen. He's an absolute idiot.
They don't use a curved baseline. So just because you feel like applying a curved baseline to the bottom of the triangle doesn't.
That's what you're doing. Because an elevation angle is a right angle triangle. That's what you're doing. You're putting a curve on that adjacent. You dumbass cracker. You're too stupid to even realize it.
Doesn't make it. So you could take it from anything, right? Take a if you're on a pen.
Oh, we're back to the pen again.
Sitting at the top of the pen. You're like, can you take angle measurements from there? Yes, you can.
An elevation angle? No, that's not what an elevation angle is. You abject moron.
Have a tangent.
Have a tangent. Have a tangent. Super tangent to Home Depot.
Incredibly, Jerry sent hello from California. There is a phenomenon observed here, which is the male equivalent of a dumb blonde.
God, yeah, thanks, incredibly, Jerry. Yeah. Are you saying that Jaren and a dumb blonde is equivalent in California? Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Let's not disrespect dumb blondes like that, please.
Okay.
So Theodolite in the sky, or you're.
Oh, we got second.
Oh, tilting, super tilting Theodolite.
I don't know why he's saying other things. I'm sorry. We got him saying, put this toward my cult member dues.
I'll
bet he
definitely
would love that.
Whatever that is, I'll definitely do it. I'm going to make a subsection cult member dues. Thank you.
Shout out to him for being witty and original.
Yeah, of course.
And get the angle. Oh, the angle.
And get the angle, and it's not an elevation angle. You don't know what an angle is, you dumbass cracker.
Oh, but you can't take it from a curved pen.
You can't take it from a curved pen? What? What do you want me to do with this?
Well, don't jump off the phone, because that's what I want to do. Just listening to this. I can't believe it.
Oh my God.
I just did.
You just did it. Thanks, Jaren. You showed everyone in my audience what an utter moron, geometric, first grade, intro to geometry illiterate you are. That's what you've done.
We got normal and slow-mo. Okay.
We got normal, then do the normal.
We got Eddie Wayne. He said, same here. I'm in the QE cult too. Flat Earth Travolta sent, Jaren's really pulling out all the stops. What a Glober turkey. You can take an angle from the tip of a pen, Jaren. Can you imagine taking relationship advice from this guy?
Nice. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, this son of a gun gets relationship advice. Imagine that.
Depends. Yeah, his relationship and others depends. And Home Depot.
So you can. So what are you talking about? And these guys have been promoting that and pushing that, and they all.
These guys, I thought it was only one guy. Hopefully. Like I said, he's seeing apparitions. Maybe one too many doobies.
Online, they all have to say the same thing, and it gets ridiculous.
They all have to say the same. All the Oakleys have to say the same thing. Is that what you're saying, Blue Sniffer? My God.
It does.
I think. Sorry, I was going to say. I think he'll find that it's not us just stating that, but celestial navigation and astronomy.
And geometry, like geometry, right angles, right angle triangles. I think I just put them. You didn't see them, but I put them up to the YouTube audience from numerous sources. Yeah.
So they are.
Yeah.
One second. Sorry, that's the question I meant to throw in earlier, and it went out of my mind. I think Nathan was talking or something. There's a little dig at me.
He always does that.
He always does that talking. Could he maybe tell me how to get the angular size of a mountain 30 miles away? With a tangent.
Oh.
With a tangent. Please tell me how you can have a tangent that helps you to get the angular size of a mountain.
Oh my God, this is. Yeah, that's like trying to have a discussion with a 3-month-old about Trig. Yeah, you really? Well, go next. Does he have this speaker's corner idiot shit? Does he do this all the time?
I think so.
Why don't you go on and ask him? Thanks.
Maybe I will some night.
I will. I want the tangents to Home Depot.
This is that's why I call them a scam. The scam is.
That's why you call them a scam. Do you even know what a scam is? Let's see. That Nathan, he's talking about you. The they are you. Are you in a coma or something?
I'll go that.
Okay.
But we're not scammers. We are a scam.
And they just think because this is that's why I call them a scam. The scam.
That's why you call them a scam. So you think Oakley's a scam.
He's a piece of shit. How about that?
No, he's just a moron. Listen to him.
Scam is find some positions that can't be argued about.
So a scam is find a position that can't be argued about. Example?
Thank you.
Like, what is the globe going to say when you say that?
What is the globe going to say when you say that? What?
One of the housekeeping questions.
What is the globe going to say when you say that? Huh?
Yeah. You ask it clearly.
Okay. Good.
Oh, yeah, the bottom of the sphere is a curve. Oh, you can't take a curve base.
The bottom of the sphere is a curve. What? Huh?
You take the tangent. Yeah, but it's a curve.
It's a curve baseline. You take a tangent. You ball tard. I'm sorry. Where's the scam at? Have you lost the plot?
No, having an argument is a scam to him.
Arguments aren't scams. Shut up, Neil.
Winning arguments.
But we take the bottom of it.
It's the bottom of a triangle. You mean the curved bottom of a triangle, Jaren? First of all, that's insane. Second of all, you're a moron. Third of all, where's the scam? Mister, I'll show you where your scam is. You want to see that? Let's show that to all our audience.
Yes, please.
So, we're going to show the scam and the scammers. First, the scammers. Alrighty then. Here are the scammers. We have Mr. Ping Pong Golf Ball. Wits it, gets it. Boy Zero Sky Grifter. We have the Globetard, now Globetard. Nathan, we got to talk about that. My pinings have come true. Will my other pinings come true for this Egypt? Yep. We have Jaren Campanella. Hanoi Jaren. He can't be Hanoi anymore. Now he's just the Globetard.
No, it's Mo, Larry, and Scurvy.
Mo, Larry, and Scurvy. Yeah, that was the old name. But anyway, here are the scammers, and then we have Big Globe Dave. Right? Here's the scam, or the scammers, and here comes the scam. This is just one instance of a scam. Now, there's many more Mount Marus, but it's these bozos right here. You got the true Mount Maru 2 Virtual Summit. I don't know, they might be on number 4. So, by now, here comes the scam. For the truth behind the paywall, here's the Mount Maru General Admission, Annual General Admission, All Pass Summits, Annual VIP Admission. That's when you get the real true right there. So, the scammers and the scam. Simple. Game, set, match.
You can also...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you can also add the other one to it, too. Showing it's Jaren's scam. That you would do it for her.
Oh, the do it for her scam. Yeah.
I got a new name for him.
Jaren gives
Campanella.
Thanks. Jaren gives male advice to giraffes. There you go. That's the other scam.
That was a good one. Jaron Scampanella? That's perfect.
Jaron Scampanella.
I thought it was good.
Okay.
Here we go.
What? What? What the hell is this look? One too many doobies. For doobies.
Flat Earth Travolta sent for $100 an hour. You can have male personal total improvement for Jaron. He found some secrets on how to improve his personal total, and he will share them with you. He says you won't be disappointed.
Thank you. He'll probably appreciate the super chat. How to spoon with Witsit appropriately, right? Is that what it is?
Big lifts.
Say again?
Don't forget.
I didn't hear you. You're getting rumpus by chocolate. Say it again.
I'm not going to say it again. $400 worth of information I just gave away twice.
Go ahead, chocolate. Mr. Quiet now.
Just don't do it just for you. Do it for her.
That's right. The female giraffe.
Peggy Nelson, what here is a curve. Oh, you can't take a curve base. We don't take this curve.
Oh, YouTube screwed me.
Just a word from the Durex lawyers. Apparently that slogan's already taken.
Scampanella. All right. We're at 4 hours, 44 minutes, and I've had it.
With that, a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the people who joined the Ballbusters panel, and of course a massive thank you to all of the very generous contributors to the Super Chat, and all of you for tuning in, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing as a Quantum Eraser subscriber and all that good stuff. Massive thank you to Quantum Eraser for making the show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and we will see you all in next Ballbusters.
Upside down on a spinning globe, but the best is yet to come. Oh, how we laughed in this flatland at such a comical sight. To see me tune the glove, hey, you spewing your his shots, swinging. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves at me. Oh, where's
Get some! Get some!
Look at Indio in the chat.
Indio?
He was in your YouTube chat.
You better get his ass in 24/7 and kickstart needs a shot in the arm. Hey, dude, I gotta go get something to eat, man. All right. Now, if you're still back here when I come back, we're cool. But I'm going to get something to fucking eat right now. All right?
Cool. I'm gonna eat something while you're gone.
I want to know whose idea it was to show a giant fat gremlin on TV in Antarctica or in the snow.
What the heck? What are you talking about? You talking about
A fat gremlin yelling stuff in the snow. Who was that?
I'll make tune?
Yeah.
A second I thought FTFE went, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know FTFE went.
That's number 2.
Oh, by the way, guys, in case you guys don't know, just because 24/7 Maine seems to not have as many VCs as regular doesn't mean we're not doing tons of stuff. We're in multiple venues, having multiple VCs all day long. In fact, we were the number one VC on the number 1 social platform on all of Discord.
Get you some.
For the whole year. Hold on a second, guys. For the whole year. The entire year. Yeah. Hey, the chat, the show that Oakley went on with us just the other week with Alpha, over 3,000 views and hundreds of segues. Show before that, thousands of views. Show before that, thousands of views. In fact, before TFE kicked off, we've had almost 10,000 views. And almost 400 plus people join in the main server, as well as our other ancillary venues. Not only that, but we've held powwows. Quantum had a nice powwow with some flat earthers the other day. It was just an in-house thing, not really broadcast or anything. Just people going through, getting some camaraderie and things done. While we were doing that, we had multiple people on another venue having a conversation on a live stream. Right? So, if any of you are under any disillusion that 24/7 is dead, or you think that you can say that it's dead in any way as some kind of insult, then it just shows how dumb you are.
Mick Toon was just kidding. He didn't mean what he said.
No, I'm talking about Neil.
Neil, you son of a bitch.
When did I say that?
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Put quotes on that, asshole. All I,
I said
was
if
every
you
time I
do,
go there,
if
nobody
you do.
cares.
Do you know what
Right
if
after
is a
2 weeks.
hypothetical? Are you dumb?
Call me fucking dumb one more time and I will find you, jerk off.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, so now we have a threat. We have a credible threat against me. That's a violation of TOS of the platform.
No, this is you looking to start trouble for no reason.
What are you talking about, dude?
Just your ego. You can't control your ego.
Whatever, dude.
You look for trouble. You're
Yada, yada.
You can't handle it when you get it.
What are you talking about, dude? I've never threatened
You
anyone.
can't handle it when you get it. You go looking for
Hey,
trouble.
dummy.
But
Hey,
you can't
dummy.
handle it.
When have I
You
ever
lose
threatened
the
anyone,
fuck.
dummy? When
You
have I
lose
ever
the
threatened
fuck.
anyone to actually find them? Can you tell me? Dummy?
I didn't hear you say it.
Yeah, because it never happened.
Did
'cause
I
I'm not an
accuse you
idiot.
of? Did I accuse you of doing that?
Holy fuck, dude.
Dumb
You're
fuck.
saying I can dish it out but can't take it, but you're
Did
an
I
idiot, dude.
accuse
Really, I
you
can dish
of
it out and
doing
take
that?
it.
Did I accuse you of doing that, dumb fuck?
Holy crap, you're dumb, dude. Everyone heard what happened.
That'd be no. That'd be no, you egotistical fuckwit.
You just, holy crap. Did anyone else hear him just insinuate that I can dish it out but can't take it? Anybody else?
Yeah, no, that's not what I said either. That wasn't. I said you look for
I
trouble.
didn't say, oh
You
my
can't
god,
handle
I'm
it.
not, I'm not
can't
quoting you
handle it.
verbatim, idiot. I'm summing it up.
Well, don't be quoting me at all then. Fuckwit.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Yeah, you always. You can't. Your ego can't take it. You
Brian,
have
Brian,
to
Brian,
correct
Brian, Brian,
it.
Brian.
No.
We know, we all know that your Vagisil supply is running low. We get it.
Yeah. Let me lay it out for you.
Can you just do it? Can you just get your last insult out so we can move on to talking about something else besides me and you?
Other
For goodness
people
sakes.
may not have the backbone to call you out, but me, Neil, and Adam do.
Yeah, call me out for what, dude? What did I do?
For your sick bullshit behaviour.
Like what?
Yeah. Your dishonesty, you're constantly looking for trouble, you're constantly trying to argue and cause problems. Nothing would do you but attack Neil. Nothing would do you but attack Neil. Nothing would do you.
He
So I
attacked
don't
me,
care
bro.
what Neil said to you.
You didn't notice.
You went looking for it. You went looking for it. You always go looking for it. You can't just mind your own fucking business. That's what's wrong with you. Keep your nose out of other people's business.
Well, I can't mind my business, but you're posting things accusing me of being a liar and a fraud, but I'm
not
the one not
accusing,
minding my business.
proving, not accusing, proving. Audio of you lying.
Dude, people listen to the audio and then they asked you where's the lie and you couldn't even tell them.
Look at what Alex, more weak backbone people said to you. Means nothing to me.
Oh, so everyone who agrees with me is some kind of scumbag or weak or something, right?
Yes.
Possibly
If they
have their own
don't- if they
idea.
can't- if they can't-
You say
if they
so.
can't-
You're a judge of
If they can't
character.
just accept, if they can't just accept that what they hear is a lie, right? It means
Dude,
they're
maybe
either-
they don't agree
they're
with
either
you
being
because you're
dishonest,
wrong. Did
or they
that ever
won't-
cross
they
your
just
mind?
won't admit it.
Did it
They
ever
just
cross
won't
your
admit
mind
it.
that you could be wrong?
No, because I've audio of you lying.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, dude. Let's play.
I asked
Hey,
a
bro,
question.
brother, let's play it.
Are you trying to
Hold on,
gaslight
dude. I'm
people
trying to
against
help your
scumbag?
case.
Are you
I'm
trying
trying
to
to help
gaslight people
you.
against scumbag?
Holy crap.
Are you trying to
dude. You're
gaslight
still a
people
bunch of
against
you ever-
scumbag? Are you fuckwit?
Let's play the clip. Let's play the clip right now. Let's play the clip right now. Anybody else?
I'll argue with you, you piece of shit. Come on, you piece of shit. Come on, you fuck. Piece of shit. You stupid
Keep it
cunt.
coming.
Every
Or you could play the
fucking
clip right now.
every one of your fucking suggestions, every single one of your fucking suggestions turns out to be a heap of bollocks.
This happened at the end of every show, y'all. That makes absolutely no sense.
All right, y'all. But I think I'm about to go ahead and end this. I do want to play this game a little bit more. But I guess I'll just come back and we'll just play the game, right? And we do some other things and look at some other little silly things on YouTube. We're going to chill, right? But let's hang out. All right. This is Reg Joe. We about to go ahead and get up out of here. I hope everybody was cool with everything that happened. It was a good show on Ball Busters. I hope everybody checked it out on Ball Busters. I don't think too many people was on my show. I usually just basically mirror these programs, just in case, people that like to play video games and chill out and hang out for a second, you want to check it out and look at a different little venue or whatever. But yeah, this is Reg Joe. I'm on here. I'm pretty much going to come back on here, do another show with you guys, do another stream with you guys. Check out some more videos. Check out some more content from other content creators. I don't just do like flat earth stuff. Play games, talk about sports, talk about boxing, talk about, anything that's in far as like social, whatever that's popular. And we just do streams. So, yep, this is Reg Joe. I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here. If anybody that is interested in supporting me, please like and subscribe my channel. It will help out a lot. I'm trying to at least crack at least 50 subscribers, so hopefully that everybody check me out, and hopefully I could get to 100 subscribers by the end of the month. And this is the beginning of my journey, and maybe I'll do something for the 100 subscriber or something, right? So please like, subscribe, please tell your friends about my channel. I am going to do more videos. I am going to do more streams, and get back at me. And I'm about to be out in a minute. I think I forgot pretty much nothing at this point. But yep, I'm gone, everybody. This is Reg Joe, and I'm out of here, bruh.
Grandmaster Levi.
Oh my. Don't hesitate. Kill.
Ghost Shadow.
Fade into the darkness. Death by 1,000 cuts. It is done.
Like and subscribe.
Into the darkness.